makes a mistake again. He missed a shift. He's going to spin to the inside turn. He's going to take the lead.
Eli Hinton just got used up there in the hairpin.
He's going to pick up a win after a long winless streak and visit victory lane. And the whole field just needs to get himself slowed down, hopping these curves up and over. There's that cannon running a tad wide. Great restart here for the 2 car, but also for the 48. He crosses him over, down into turn 1, there goes the tail. Here comes the 20 alongside. The 13 car gets turned. He's going to spin in turn 2.
There are a few tracks on the NASCAR circuit that are intimidating, but one of them is the Talladega Superspeedway. It's the largest, it's the fastest, it's the widest, it's the scariest. 2.66 miles of pavement stretched around in a tri-oval fashion with a start-finish line into place that'll make you curl your toes and just wait for the excitement as we come to the start-finish line for the last time after 110 laps of racing. Finian, welcome to Talladega for round number 11 of the 2019 Outsider Racing League, and what a way to bring on round number 11 at one of the biggest and scariest tracks. It's the first time we've been at a plate track since Daytona. And, well, this place speaks for itself, and so do the roaring engines. After 110 laps, we're going to declare a winner tonight. Who you got your eye on?
I think definitely I got my eye on some of the guys to the front. I think Bailey Turner, he's definitely shown that he's pretty good at these plate tracks. So I definitely think we want to keep an eye on that 24, especially noticing that those green numbers on him.
So we're on route ready to begin our pace lap here. Finian, this is a long one tonight. The race will be about an hour and 35 minutes if we go green all the way to the end. The chances of that are a bit unlikely. Last night, the Virtual Racing League race here only had 4 or 5 yellows, but it was exciting for sure. And you see the drivers with the green numbers on the side are lit up, and those drivers are competing in the Dash for Cash. If they win this race under green flag conditions, they'll get a nice little cash bonus at the end of the night. There are 5 of them, I believe, Finian. The only one that doesn't have the green number, I believe, is the 29 of Ronis, but he's still participating, and all of them will be lit up in green on our ticker. So, field rolling through turns 1 and 2. Let's take a look at our starting lineup here tonight. On the front row, the number 48 of Jeff Wright. He's won a couple races this season in that number 48 Toyota Camry, alongside Adam Cabot, a new winner here after Richmond a couple weeks ago. He's starting on the outside of row number 1. Then Bailey Turner, Chris Parkman returning, and in good fashion this week with a very patriotic Budweiser livery on that machine, starting on the outside of row number 2. Then it's Elliott Butler, Josiah Vincent in row number 3, and right behind them it's going to be Jeremy Miller in the number 30, in the number 30 Chevrolet Camaro. Then it's Vinny Tigner in the number 12. That's a new driver here tonight, Finian, and I wonder how he's going to do out here. First time racing with these guys, and he's not going to have a whole lot of friends because everyone's kind of established their teammates and their friends tonight, so he's going to be a man on his own this evening in that Ford Fusion, one of the only Fords in the field other than the one. I think Yusuf Ghali's back here tonight.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Yeah, he's back here in the field and also in a Ford. More importantly, he switched to Chevy for quite a few races, so nice to see 2 Fords back on the grid.
Alex Bell's going to be our in-race reporter tonight, starting in 14th place as we roll through turns 3 and 4. Finian, over 30 cars here tonight. It's a large grid, 110 laps. It's a long race, so maybe don't put the pressure on so early. Take your time working way to the front.
Yeah, it looks like we got 28 cars, I think, on the grid here tonight, ready to go racing. And looking forward to this race. Should be a great one, especially with this new Cup package. These guys are able to draft so much better than they used to be. We saw that at Daytona, and I think we're going to see the same here at Talladega. Probably even more crazier because you go 3-wide here very easily.
Field rolls out of turn number 4, and it's that long drive through the tri-oval, the start-finish line very far beyond that, which means you could probably make a last lap, last corner maneuver with this new drafting package. We saw it at Daytona in a couple other series, how crazy this drafting is. We're going to see more of that tonight, more space, more room to spread out, and more excitement for sure. Field rolling through the tri-oval section now as we head to the green flag of 110 laps around number 11. And it's the 48 of Jeff Wright in control. Green flag flies. We're racing at Tallortega.
Yeah, and right off to a fantastic start. And you see there Cabot and Bailey Turner racing it out as everyone's trying to get up to speed.
Last night we saw in the Virtual Racing League race restarts were important. Cabot slides into third right behind Bailey Turner. One of those dash for cash cars as we exit turn 2 for the first time. Joshua Banks in that 35 should have won a bunch of races this season, had internet troubles that relegated him to the rear of the field, and he's going to be hungry tonight to get himself a victory. And already he's struggling with that connection, Finian. We'll see if he can hang on. Alec Martinez going straight to the back of the number 18 Chevrolet Camaro. And you see the 50 Licata's going with them, just keeping themselves out of trouble for the majority of the night. That's a good way to win this race. We saw Martinez finish 5th last night in the Xfinity race.
Yeah, and there you see Cabot in that outside lane. Actually, here comes Turner and Butler trying to join him on the outside lane. And Cabot says no. He goes to the outside 3 wide already on lap 1.
Getting a big push from the 6th. That's Bailey Turner. He's going to go to the top spot. He'll lead the first lap here at Talladega. And the 4 car of Josiah Vincent up the middle to the inside of the 77. He's making his own groove now. The 6 car pushing hard on the back bumper of the 24s, make their way through turns 1 and 2 again. There's the 5 of Christopher parked in the inside lane. Mark Emerson's got the bright green number 22 on the side of his car. Another dash for cash driver, and he's moving his way forward.
Yeah, so far so good. Everyone now a double file in the back. Actually, looks like midfield are 3 wide. Indeed, they are. Between the 15, the 51, and the 2.
Donovan Strauss in the number 51. He's a new driver here again tonight. Number 51 Toyota Camry. And then right in front of him, that's Jeremiah Vincent. Zach Halpern, he's been looking for a better season after the start. Has been a bit rough for him in that number 20 Camry, but he's trying to move his way forward. Alex Bell right behind him, our in-race reporter. And it looks like Ronis, the numbers are painted on correctly, Finian, so I think he's all set there.
It was Banks that...
oh, Banks, okay. And yeah, you're right, he does not have the green numbers. So the 29 is correctly lit up. They're all correctly lit up on the ticker. Out of turn 2, they'll look at this battle for the lead. Here comes the 4 of Vincent around the outside with help from Parkman. He'll nose ahead on the back straightaway.
Yeah, he's going to get a big run. The 4, the 19, and the 21 all hooked up, ready to go.
Mark Emerson now was one of the best cars last night, as was Bailey Turner. Both of them got wrecked out late in the going, running up front. That goes to show you that even if you plan out things perfectly, your fate is not always decided by you. You have about 27 other people, 28 other people on the racetrack with you that are going to help decide that fate. And if anybody's fate doesn't align with yours, they're going to have a bad time.
The third lane forming slowly. I'm not sure if they're going to the back or the front. Cabot and Vincent, Jeremiah Vincent, stuck on the outside.
Yeah, Cabot fell way back. He started up inside the top 3. He started second. He's 15th now, but he's picked up the 8 car of Vincent. They have a huge head of steam coming, but there's not a lot of space in the outside lane. They'll probably have to force their way up there.
Front, middle, 3 wide, the 48.
Jeff Wright powers up the middle with help from Mark Emerson. They split him 3 wide. Is this too aggressive, too early, Finian, or is this what we expected to see?
I think about what we expected to see. Again, with the hold these cars punched through the air, it's so easy to get a draft and build up a run. And you're seeing that here. There you see the 6 go to the inside of the 24. Turner tries to pinch him down. And these guys are going aggressive here at the start.
Well, I thought for a moment we had 3 defined lines. It got a bit crazy out of turn 4 when Bailey Turner got a little loose off the nose of the 40, or I think it was either the 48 or the 6, but they've corrected that. You see a lot of marbles in that outside lane too. That's not going to help drivers up top, Finian, so got to keep an eye on that early here in this race. Still got a long way to go. The 51 of Donovan Strauss all by himself up in the outside lane trying to go somewhere. We see him lose that momentum now. He's got Mark Emerson coming to help him. Ooh, and the 51's in the wall.
And he's Emerson trying to avoid it. Looks like the 51.
Zach Halpern in the 20. He's got help from Mark Emerson. Now we're right on board the nose of the 20 as we head through. He's going to jump to the outside lane and try to make a groove up there. 5 laps complete here at Talladega. And for the top spot, they're still side by side. The 24, Bailey Turner, trying to push Jeff Wright forward. Remember, these two had a couple issues a few weeks ago at the Indianapolis road course. I think that's still fresh in their minds here.
Yeah, it definitely is. Drivers have a very long memory, and 3 wide in the middle there between Cabot and Smith. I wonder if Smith is actually trying to dive up the... Or sorry, not Smith.
Oh, Emerson in the fence. Hard. He got in the wall very hard, Finian. He went right up the racetrack, bounced off it. I think he's got some right front damage on that car. It doesn't look too bad, but something happened there. He just lost the air on the nose and went shooting up into the fence in turn 3.
Yeah, I'm looking back at that. That was a weird incident there.
And here comes Ronis. He's worked his way towards the top 15, currently 16th right now. We're right on board the gyro cam here as they enter turn number 1. 33 degrees of banking. It's several stories from the bottom to the top of the racetrack. And you can see, really, you can't see a whole lot beyond the 77 at Cabot. These cars punch a big hole in the air, and they're a big vehicle, so you really can't see through. Honestly, you're driving through the windshield of the car in front of you to try to see anything you can.
And speaking of driving through, Halpern trying to drive through the field right now up the middle. He pushes the 51 out of line. Moves up a spot.
And for the top spot, this is very much like what we saw last night in the Xfinity race for the Virtual Racing League. No one really could get a distinct advantage on the high side or the low side. They were pretty much dead even for the majority of the race. How about the 12 of Vinny Tigner, Finney, a new driver here tonight, first race with this league, sitting in 5th place right now, doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing an absolutely phenomenal job. Just slowly moved his way up to the field very silently, just getting positions as he could, and there he is in the 3rd row on that outside lane. But yeah, as you were saying earlier with these cars being like the Xfinity race, if anything, it's going to be like the Xfinity race on steroids. The way these guys can suck up to one another is absolutely insane compared to how they used to be. So we're going to see some guys, especially when they need to, they're going to be able to make some really good runs toward the finish.
There's a second pack that's formed a little ways back. That's Josiah Vincent leading it. This is all the people that are playing it safe. You see Alec Martinez at the tail of this here, but you have to be careful that you don't lose the draft, and Martinez is in a pretty good place right now, but if you have to check up for any reason and you lose that draft, you're going to lose seconds a lap.
Yeah, no, we've seen this particular group, I believe the Vincent Motorsports, yeah, that's Vincent Motorsports. These guys lose the draft several times and just be completely out of it in some occasions, but here they are riding fairly close to the lead pack, so just trying to keep themselves out of danger.
The 30 of Jeremy Miller is getting a rear camera full of the 48 of Jeff Wright, a big push down the back straightaway. Watch that quarter panel, that's going to get really hairy there, and the 30 drops to the inside lane, and Jeff Wright assumes the outside with help from Bailey Turner, and it's now we've kind of established ourselves into 2 neat and orderly lines, really the top 18 cars all in this front group. This is a long race, Finian, and Talladega is not going to tire you out physically, but it will tire you out mentally, and there's a lot of strategy that goes on here, and finding your teammates is going to be just as exhausting as running without them, to be quite frank. There's so many cars in this field, and with the skill level of this group, we expect to see a lot running at the end, so it's going to be a chess match at 200 miles an hour right from the start, and yeah, 200 miles an hour right now. Here's a look at Vinny Tigner, 198, 199, over 200 miles an hour on the straightaways here if you had been drafted. The 48 is pushing so hard on the back of that 6 car for the lead.
Yeah, like you said, yeah, it's not really a physical thing. I mean, you pretty much have your foot to the floor 90% of the, or pretty much all the time, except under caution. And then, yeah, you're really even putting input into the wheel, just turning it 45 degrees at most sometimes. But yeah, pretty much just the mental strain of just being boxed in from cars all around you going pretty much the same speed, and the fact that you can make, if you make one mistake, you can take out every single car in the field.
Jamie Dobbs in the 26, he's a carryover from the 3-Wide Racing League. First time we've seen him race here in that number 26 Toyota Camry. A great livery on this paint scheme. Just an American flag all over it. That's all you need to know about Memorial Day weekend. And he rides in 5th place right now. And that's Chris Stouffer pushing hard on the back of Jeremy Miller. And Stouffer has had some flashes of genius this year, but hasn't quite found himself in victory lane just yet. I think he's about due.
Oh yeah, I definitely think he's due, and I feel like he thinks he's due, but yeah, there's been some good pace in that 5 car in the last few weeks. I think he would have been hoping for more, but here he is up in the front. Hopefully he can finish this way up here in the front.
Pretty neat orderly pack right now. Jeremiah Vincent's going to try to change that. He goes to the outside lane, bringing Bruce Boyer with him. And Donovan Strauss in the 51 took a look, but he'll back out. I think Mark Emerson looks like he wants to tack back on, and Zach Halpern jumps up, so this back part of this front group getting a bit disorderly here.
Yeah, and some guys going 3-wide midfield. That's Strauss in the 51 going up the middle. Vincent on the outside, and he's going to duck it back in. Ooh, and Halpern looks like he fancies a run to the outside.
And I'm just worried about these front guys, Vinny, and the 5 and the 48 are pushing so hard. If they make a little mistake, that's going to be not a 5-car wreck. That'll be a 20-car wreck if they make that mistake. So they have to be really careful not to push too hard, too early. It's a long race. We've said that a couple times, but we still have an hour and 20 minutes left, which is 10:20 here on the Eastern Coast. That means we're going to finish up at 11:40 if it goes green to the end. So a long time left. No need to put yourself at risk of getting crashed out here early.
Yeah, indeed. I'm sure a lot of these guys know it, and they're doing a pretty good job at just keeping a good pace going at the moment. Nothing really too crazy.
Yeah, I think
everyone looks like that second pack is starting to close up to the lead pack.
Yeah, they've settled in a little bit, but now that second pack, as you mentioned, led by Josiah Vincent in 20th, they are running really good lap times, quicker than the leaders, and now they've caught back up to the rear of this, and I don't know if they want to be right on the rear end of these guys, Finney. If they want to keep out of trouble, you have to be far enough back that you can react to anything that happens up the road, so maybe they want to leave about a half a second to a second gap. See the outside line dying, the momentum has gone away. The front 3 cars of this inside line have cleared Jeff Wright, but now the 24 gives a big shove back to the 48 car.
Yeah, so far, very common. I think guys are starting to settle in for a long run. And as I say that, ooh, some guys look like they were peaking. I think just trying to cool their engine.
Well, the 30 jumped up to the outside lane now from the inside, so the 48 has someone to push yet again. He's going to lean on the bumper as they exit turn 4. And this is where we saw trouble last night in the VRL race, as we had a couple of the incidents were just incorrect bumper offsets. See right there, the 48 slipped to the right, and he backed off to avoid hooking that 30 into the fence. We saw that 3 or 4 times last night. That's what caused the majority of the wrecks.
Yeah, I will say, though, that these cars, again, you don't want to really find that limit, but you can definitely be a little bit more aggressive with the pushing, a lot more downforce in the back, keeping these cars pretty much pushed to the ground.
Yeah, they should be okay. It's when you start knocking people around and you start running out of space that it becomes a problem. When you're only too wide like this might look pretty crazy, but inside it's relatively controlled. And we'll ride on board with Angelo Ronis, who's about 5th or 6th in line on the inside row. We'll go on board the roll bar here and pull away the ticker. You can watch his handwork as they exit turn 4. All just calm, smooth, keeping yourself out of trouble. I'd rather be on the inside lane for a long run because I want to be able to escape if something happens. If you're in that outside lane and you're in a corner when a wreck happens, you're along for the ride. You're just going to get caught up in it.
Halpern has got the 51 behind him. He's been looking to the outside lane. Here he comes. He's going to have a bit of the run to the outside of the 45.
That's Brian Chambliss, who normally drives the 21. Jeff Wright jumps to the outside lane right in front of Bailey Turner, and they're going to carry that momentum around the 38 Jeremy Miller. They snookered him, and the 48 is going to taste the lead for a second as they enter turn 3.
Yeah, and you see how much of a run Halpern's got just getting in behind the 24.
Oh, we got a car low. Finney and Angelo Ronis way off the pace. He's down on the apron. He got loose. Almost spun the car out. He'll get back on the racetrack, but he might lose the draft here. Looks like,
actually,
is that one of the, I thought the 31 might have slowed down for him a little bit. Let's go back and take a quick look at what happened to the 29. Entering the corner, he had Clifton Cockrell on his rear bumper. There was a stack up, I think, as they get to the corner. The 8 car gets loose. Oh, he actually doors the 29. And
yeah,
Ronis,
I was wondering where the 29 got some damage.
Yeah, the 29 did a great job just keeping that car. He had the wheels all the way turned to the left to keep himself from sliding back up onto the racetrack. So he did a great job making that incident as small as it was going to be, but he's going to be in trouble now. He'll lose the draft. Look at the front, though, Finney, and 3 wide for 3rd place.
Yeah, actually, that incident has split the field in 2, but yeah, up for the lead here. Oop, here comes 26.
Jamie Dobbs to the outside lane. Stouffer and Butler lead this race. Tim Downey Jr. in the 25 is going to lock on bumpers with that 26 and help him forward. And Jeff Wright jumps to the inside lane behind Bailey Turner. Those two have been working together a lot tonight. That's against all odds considering Indianapolis a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that really is, but those guys seem to be on good terms after that.
So for the top spot, Jamie Dobbs takes the lead and clears the inside line by a couple car lengths, and now the 25 turns down, and they almost hook bumpers as they enter turn number 3. Look at Donovan Strauss in the outside lane trying to help Halpern forward.
Yeah, the outside lane. Ooh, here comes the 25.
Downey has been really aggressive so far tonight, and it's paying off. He's going to taste the lead here at the start-finish line. Who's going to get there first, the 25 or the 26? It'll be the 25 of Tim Downey Jr. He leads lap number 18, and he jumps to the inside lane, and now Halpern's going to drive around the outside.
Yeah, Halpern's is going to go around that 51. It looks like Strauss and Halpern have found each other. They enjoy working together. I think they're going to continue this working relationship here. Ooh, 26 down on the apron.
Down the apron, but slots back in line neatly. And I see that second pack is led by the 22, Mark Emerson, back in 17th. They're all single filed out. And then they're 10 seconds back is Angelo Ronis. He's really struggling. He's 5 seconds off the pace last time through.
Big, big shakeup in the field. What happened? Whoa.
The 6, the 25, all off pace, but they didn't crash somehow. I've never seen that many cars get so slow without causing a crash, but a big shakeup in the grid. Let's quickly take a gander before things get out of hand. Oh, this is a big mess.
Yeah, I'm amazed that wasn't a caution.
So the 25 was to the inside of the 20. So the 51 hooks the 20, and he did a great job holding onto that car. Wow, his hands were quick, and the 20 car of that is inside that car. Remind me, Finney. Zach Halpern in the 20. He is down on pit lane, or the 25 is at least. Unfortunately, so is Jamie Dobbs, Clifton Cockrell, and Zach Halpern. But the 20 car deserves a medal for not taking out the entire field.
Yeah, it actually was honestly a pretty good strategy call there. Since they were already off the pace, I think they figured, might as well come down on pit road.
Yeah, we don't know how the fuel strategy is going to play out just yet, but it certainly won't hurt just to make that sacrifice, come to pit lane, get 4 tires, and fuel head back out there. But again, that 20 car deserves a medal for holding onto that car.
Yeah, well, from my calculations right now, if they would have to go 90 laps on potentially one stop, that's going to be a little bit. That's going to be stretching it a bit. Well, we'll see what they can do if this race does indeed go green all the way.
All right, so that shook up the field, but Donovan Strauss up to 3rd now, and the 24 has also gone towards the rear of the field a little bit, I believe. I'm actually looking down the grid. I can't seem to find him. All the way down in 23rd, so he lost a lot of ground on that exchange. So everyone kind of single-filed out other than these front couple of drivers. How about Eddie Trejo in the 11, Finney? He started in 29th, dead last, and he's running 5th.
Yeah, I think it just shows you how Talladega works. You can start dead last. You can find yourself in the front after some time.
And right now, the best running of our Dash for Cash drivers is Mark Emerson in 12th. We're 3 wide here for 2nd place as we come up on a couple lap cars. And that's Tim Downey Jr. in the 25 after being involved in that collision. He's going to go a lap down here early, hoping for yellow to get his lap back, and he doesn't have anyone to draft with, so he'll have to slot in line here.
Yeah, in fact, all those 4th cars that came down to pit, they're all about to be put a lap down by the leaders.
There's Zach Halpern in the 20. He's going a lap down, which in the grand scheme of things might seem like a bad thing, but he could have been in the garage at this point, so I think he's in a pretty good spot. Now here come more leaders, Finian. Oh, the 51 way too hot. Blows through that pit road entrance, and I don't know if Vinny Tigner made it in time, but the 51 is certainly going to get a penalty for that.
Oh yeah, Tigner slid onto the across the line. Not sure if he got a low down in time, but we'll see. But yeah, definitely going to be a penalty for the 51. Yeah, the 12 was in there really hot too. I don't know if either of them made it, but they're pitting now as we head back to the top spot. Some movement going around. The 48, the 77 lined up. Then it's the 16 and the 14 side by side for 3rd. Oh, we almost make contact going into turn 3. And here comes the 77 and a whole bunch of other cars. And it looks like these guys are all going to make it down here without too much drama. The green flag pit stops for the large majority of cars on lap number 23. Ooh, 18 of Alec Martinez in pretty hot, but I think he got it woed down. A lot of the Vincent Motorsports cars coming on this sequence as well. Angelo Ronis, I think he's in and out. Yep, he's complete with his stop. And so now we only have about 5 or 6 cars left at the front of the field. They're chasing each other. Wow, the 20 and 25 bump drafting very aggressively. They've gotten themselves back on the lead lap. They have the 26 lined up, and Clifton Cockrell is also scored in 27th. But he's made his pit stop. And here come the rest of the drivers. Eddie Trejo leads them down. Joshua Banks, Alex Bell. Ooh,
95 with Baffert. He's in hot. But I think he got it slowed down.
Yeah, indeed. He did a great job there making up some time.
So Jeff Wright getting back up to speed now with Bruce Boyer right on the rear bumper. They have to wait till that blue cone. Then they can merge up onto the racetrack, and they will now.
Yeah, they're all in one nice tight group. The top, those 5 guys in a group there, and they're gonna potentially take the lead here, depending on how the rest of the guys make their pit stops.
The penalty has been assigned to Donovan Strauss for an illegal pit entry, and he's already served that, as well as the 12 of Vinny Tigner for speeding on pit lane. So both those cars have received penalties here early for pit road violations. Yusuf Ghali just popping out at pit road in that number 1 car. It's his first return of the series in quite some time. Currently running 15th, but he's lose a couple more spots as he gets back up to speed here.
Yeah, and Wright is caught up to the group that pit, and they're going to be pretty much dead even with these guys.
Oh, they wanted to pull up. The 35 and 15 wanted to pull up in front of the 48 and the 6, but they couldn't quite do it. And Jeff Wright retakes the lead. Elliott Butler, he's going to drop to the inside. The 48 tries to block, can't make it there in time. And they bounce off each other heading into turn 3, and now they join different partners. And the new dance begins.
Stouffer. Yeah, here comes Stouffer to help out Butler. Cabot's going to help the 48 on the outside.
Talladega is just a very awkward prom dance for an hour and a half. I mean, you're finding a partner, realizing they're not the right one for you, so you awkwardly tell them goodbye and hope you don't have to see them again for the rest of the night. But it's just, you're changing who you're working with every single lap unless they're your teammate, and even in that case, you might be changing.
It's a very depressing way to put it,
well,
but all right.
I'm just saying.
All right, so it looks like after the entire sequence of pit stop, the top 14 will form our leading pack. And then we got Tim Downey Jr. leading another group of guys that have found each other, so that are about 5 seconds behind the leaders.
Josiah Vincent is down in pit lane all by himself, Finney, and I'm not exactly sure what led to this situation, but certainly not going to be great for him strategy-wise. And here comes the pack out of turn 4.
Yeah, it looks like... Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with him. That's interesting...
It was his second stop of the night.
Oh, yeah, okay. It just got scored as that. Yeah, so I don't know why he had to make that unless he got a penalty.
He stopped in his box, though. I don't know why he would have. I mean, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. But the 4 car, Josiah Vincent, last and a lap down here. Donovan Strauss going a lap down again. And this field on the back straightaway beginning to build back up. Mark Emerson, the only Dash for Cash driver in this front group. Emerson, I think, is actually tacked on the rear. Oh, that's who I just mentioned. Oh, Joshua Banks is up here as well. So the 35 is currently leading the Dash for Cash standings. You see how the bright green numbers in the ticker, those are your Dash for Cash drivers. If they win this race under green flag conditions, they'll get a nice cash bonus at the end of the night. So green for 27 laps, about an hour and 10 minutes remaining. A long way to go still. There's a 95 of Ben Baffert. Last night, I would say that he was probably the favorite to win and wasn't able to get it done, so I know he's hungry tonight.
Yeah, we saw him put on a great performance last night, too. Had arguably one of the strongest cars was running in the top of the field for most of the second half of the race, and then got unfortunately taken down in a big incident involving a lot of the other dominant cars that night as well. But here he is in this leading pack, has a chance to win this race here if it goes green, which it kind of is starting to look like as we're approaching the third way mark.
Yeah, and Baffert, I think what's going to hurt him is he doesn't have any teammates here tonight. He's all by himself on the Sim Motorsports crew, and I think he might be able to team up with Casey Lakatos, but Casey runs these races very differently, so I don't think it'll be much of a help for him tonight. Angelo Ronis going back a lap down. This is not the way he wanted his night to go after being involved in a collision earlier with Jeremiah Vincent.
Yeah, although I will say with the 95, I was looking at the Discord yesterday, a lot of the guys giving a shout out to Baffert for how he was racing last night, so I think he just might have some friends just lurking about the field, or at least guys willing to work with him.
See a second pack forming towards the rear, and it's being led by Zach Halpern in the number 20. Remember, they pitted after that big shakeup, and there's Tim Downey Jr. in the 25 right behind him. They pitted right after their big mistake over in turn 3. They pitted immediately, and look where they are, Finian. They're back up midfield and recovering from what could have been a disastrous situation.
Yeah, indeed. Only thing, though, there looks like they're starting to lose some time overall to the field. We'll see their lap times next time through, but they ran slower.
Well, this front group is getting really disorganized right now with the 6 in the middle of everybody, the 5 car of Stouffer leading now, and Jeff Wright trying to keep everyone behind him. This is really disorderly, and I think they're going to end up losing time, but we'll see how it all pans out. There is the 19 of Chris Parkman, who started inside the top 5, and he's running 10th right now, that very patriotic livery, and he's in the outside lane.
To the inside of Stouffer. Wow, 3 wide for the front.
Oh boy.
Almost hit his quarter panel, almost took him out.
4 wide, here we go.
Oh, 4 wide, here we go, yeah.
4 wide in the 5 and the 35, banging doors through 3 and 4, still 4 wide for the lead at Talladega.
And so he's got to be careful. He's got to try to clear the 35 without wrecking him, and he just back to 3 wide. That was scary.
Well, it's wide enough to do it. You just got to have a steady wheel and trust everyone around you. And they did a great job here. Mark Emerson leads that lap. The 5 of Stouffer gets a big run with the 35 helping him. But with all this disorder that they've had, that trailing group ran a touch quicker than everyone but Mark Emerson last time through.
Yeah, they get back sorted out. Stouffer now trying to charge to the front. He's got the 35 in tow.
Oh, the 35 gonna
overheating,
ditch the 5. Yeah, I think he might have been overheating. So Bruce Boyer is going to come to fill that hole. And Jeff Wright sitting in line in 4th or 5th in this row. And we know he doesn't like sitting here for very long, so he'll probably make a move. He's got a really quick car. Started first tonight. Hasn't really been outside of the top 10 for more than a second. That visualizes the gap between the front and second pack as we just watch everyone come by the start-finish line.
Yeah, I don't know about the second pack. They're still running. They ran 4/10 slower than the leaders last time through.
Well, I still think that the statistics are on their side in terms of cautions. So as long as they aren't the caution, I would bank on there being a caution in this front group. Sometime before the next pit sequence, I would guess. But about 20 to 25 laps on fuel. And Finian, I think part of the fuel mileage situation is that the extra downforce these cars have, they are really struggling to push their way through the air. They burn a lot of gas in these things now with this new package.
Yeah, it's insane how much more they burn. Fuel mileage just dropped significantly compared to how it used to be.
See Baffert back there. He's going to line up with Alex Bell. And Bell trying to get up there with his teammate, Joshua Banks, who's kind of duking and diving in the outside lane up towards the front. Bruce Boyer takes the lead for a moment. And Vinny Tigner about to go a lap down after speeding on pit lane, and it's not the way he wanted his night to go after he started off really strong. That one mistake is going to bite you in the butt, and he might need a free pass here when these cautions come out later in the night.
Yeah, him and Strauss both made mistakes coming onto pit road. Support for them, again, both of them very strong cars. Ooh, how about Miller on the outside trying to work with the 19?
A lot of faces we haven't seen here in quite some time, so it just makes me nervous later in the night when the moves start to get unpredictable. Who's going to be able to keep track of everything? But there's the 12 car going a lap down. And Mark Emerson was at the tail end of this pack a few laps ago. He's worked his way into second. He's going to push the 5 of Stouffer to the lead, and he might take the 14 with him around the outside of the 5.
Yeah, Stouffer diving back down to cover Butler, and here comes Emerson with a run.
22 and 5, door to door, working lap number 34. About an hour left in this race. Boyer goes out of line for a second. But we got a whole line of Camaros. We got 5 Camaros in the outside, and looks like 6 on the inside. The first car that's not a Camaro is, I believe, it's that number 50. Well, actually, the 51's a lap car. So the first non-Chevrolet is, I believe, Baffert. Oh no, Jeff Wright's in there in a Toyota. But other than Jeff Wright, it's Baffert. There's only 2 Toyotas in the top 15. Every other car is Chevrolets.
Which is actually kind of funny because before the pit stop sequence, at one point the entire top 5 was only Toyota. So that just kind of shows you how easily stuff can change up here at Talladega.
3 wide. In the middle of that pack as Boyer is shuffled to the back. Jeremiah Vincent, how about this? He almost crashed in turn 3 towards the beginning of the race and actually knocked the 29 car out of line, but he's got that damage fixed. He's up into 3rd looking for 2nd. He's going to help Elliott Butler around the outside of the 5 of Stouffer.
Yeah, indeed, and there you see Wright going to the outside. Whoa, Emerson putting the block on him.
Not for long. Oh, the 35 at the middle.
Wow.
4 wide again. Contact. The 35 and 22. Bang. Doors. And they somehow get it sorted out, but Banks with a power move up to second.
Wow, I never thought I'd see doors slamming at Talladega. That's something more for the short tracks.
Well, again, this package permits that. There's a lot more downforce available in these cars, so you can lean on each other a little bit. You're going to probably hurt yourself and probably hurt the rest of the field, but you can certainly try it.
So a little bit more than leaning us straight up shoving. And here comes Vincent with a run with Emerson in behind him, trying to work to the outside of the field. But yeah, aggressive move by Joshua Banks. He's shown that he's been in 4 wide twice now this race. He's showing that he's not afraid to make some moves.
He didn't slam you. He didn't crash you. He didn't bump you. He rubbed you. And son, rubbing is racing.
Yeah, and here comes Wright with Cabot in tow to the outside. Those two guys really like each other. They've been working together quite a bit.
3 by 3, the front 6 cars. Now Cabot peels off from the 48, leaves him out to dry. I guess that eliminates that theory, and the 48's going to go to the back here. Let's briefly check in on that second pack. It's being led by Brian Chambliss in the 45, Bailey Turner, and Jamie Dobbs, and Clifton Cockrell. And these guys are trying to push and shove to get their way back up. They're 10 seconds back. That's not insignificant, Finian. That's a long way to go without a caution.
Yeah, if you want to check on I guess you can call it third pack, and you find the 29 Angelo Rodas running in 29th. It is a lonely, lonely race for him at the moment.
I can tell you he's not having a good time right now. That car is way off the pace. About 1.5 seconds slower than everyone else out here, and he's only got 3 other cars on his lap, and they're all ahead of him by about 5 seconds. So the 29 having a very lonely night, hoping the cautions come out, and hoping to outlast some people that crashed out. But every car that started this race is still running this race. Jeremiah Vincent's worked his way into the lead.
Yeah, he did muscle his way on through.
So everyone kind of getting settled in now to finish out this run. About 25 laps. We're about 10 laps away from pitting. Although the guys that started that sequence, Jamie Dobbs, the 20 and 25, they have to come in about 3 or 4 laps sooner than everyone else. The front 4 now have all singled themselves out. And looks like the 15, the 27, and the 95 are in a little 3-car pack of their own.
Oh, and actually 77 and 48 ditching Emerson. They go to the outside. Miller and Boyer looking to join them. So Emerson looks like he's going to fall to the back.
All strategy.
Parkman up the middle.
You're just lining your... There's only one lap that really matters tonight, and that's lap number 110. We're on lap number 40 right now, so it's all a strategy to figure out where you want to place yourself, how you're going to get yourself there, and what we have to do to accomplish that. The 8 car got shuffled out. He's down the middle in the sucker hole now. He's going to go backward.
Yeah, Parkman had more momentum. He's going to rock it to the outside. He's got the 51 in tow as well as the 77.
Out from the 48 now, up the middle. And the 51 is a lap down. Donovan Strauss just trying to get his lap back.
Yeah, I think really the key for him at the moment, at least, is to, if he can't get his lap back, at least stay ahead of the 12, because both of them are fighting for that lucky dog spot.
So, oh no, the 19 gets turned in front of the field. Caution out, the 8 car tumbling over end over end. A huge crash at the front of the field has taken out some of the front runners. 41 laps in, and tragedy strikes for the 8 car. And the 48 is in it as well. Jeff Wright's car is totaled. Perhaps the fastest car here jumped. He's trying to get that car back up on the banking, but can't do it. And what a way to end your night. This one's going to hurt to watch. Yeah, the 8 and the 19 get hooked up, and the 19 gets turned into the fence, and those 3 really get the worst of it. Oh, the 51 got in it too. So really a 4-car collision. Baffert just snuck through there, I think.
Yeah, he did. If you want to take it on board, he had a very interesting view of this.
Here's a look from on board the 95. And he was right behind Jordan Ashley. You see the cars go in the fence, jams on the brakes. The 8 car tumbling, and he goes down. And look at the 48 and 51. He just turns left through the dirt. But you got to feel for the 19. He couldn't do anything about that. He just got hooked in the fence. And at that speed, not a whole lot you can do. The 8 car really got the worst of it. So tumbling over end over end. Let's go on board the roll bar here and watch from inside the car. Wow. And here's a look in slow motion at the aftermath as the field rolls through this corner. You see the 8 car tumbling end over end, the 51 and 48 hard into the wall. Everyone trying to split around it. It's like Alex Bell got through it. Wow. What a crash. All right, Finian. Well, field on pit lane. And we are getting close to our second pit stop anyway, so it looks that makes that strategy simpler.
Yeah, indeed it does. Although I'm curious here if anyone's going to try anything for track position's sake. You don't really need tires here.
We haven't taken a look at our conditions yet tonight. 93 degrees cooler than it was last night, so it means less tire wear. Joshua Banks heads off a pit lane, and the 5-car Stouffer is going to beat him by an inch. And Elliott Butler tried to win the race off pit road, couldn't quite do it. AC Licata is staying out, probably for points purposes.
Yeah, we always see him do it. And I mean, he's running very well in the points. Speaking of, yeah, he's running in 6th right now, despite even missing 1 start compared to everyone else. So, great run for the 50. He's going to continue his strategy. It's been working for him all season.
All right, let's talk to our in-race reporter, Alex Bell, about his view of that incident. Let me know when you have him. I don't have Discord open, so I can't see.
There he is.
Hey, Alex Bell, it's Kyle from SimTV. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's going great up here, Alex. Well, the first 40 laps were relatively clean and green, but a collision on lap number 41. You were behind it all, got to watch it out your windshield. How'd you miss it? What'd you see out the front?
Man, so far so good. We had a really great green flag pit stop there that put us up in the middle of the pack, and that's exactly where I want to be at. So everything's gone exactly the plan so far, man.
As we head into, really, I want to say the end, but we're not even halfway through this race yet. Are you planning to work with teammate Joshua Banks? Do you have anybody else you're working with, or is it just kind of a one-man show tonight?
Joshua is definitely a guy I want to work with. We were kind of working together there before the green flag pit stops, and he decided he wanted to go try for the lead, so that's on him. So Joshua, definitely. We have our teammate Yusuf back there a little bit, but he's quite far back, but if he can get up here, it'll be nice to work with him too.
In terms of the drafting package, everyone knows this is new. I think the last time we raced on a plate track in this series was back at Daytona before the package was here. How does it handle so far? How are the runs? How are the suck-up? Is it hard to control? Is it better? What do you think?
It's really crazy. I mean, you can be like a second and a half behind a group of cars and not even be remotely close to losing the draft, and it definitely wasn't like that at Daytona earlier in the season. So, like, it's kind of like a more extreme version of the trucks. It's really hard to figure out, but it's a lot easier to get runs here, so that's probably a good thing for the end of the race.
And speaking of the end of the race, what lap? We have 110 laps in this race. What lap are you going to make your move to the front?
Man, I think if we can be at lap 95 and we're moving forward, we're probably going to be in a good spot.
All right, Alex, we'll let you get back to work. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll talk to you later.
Yep. You guys have a good one.
You too. All right, so it looks like Chambliss is still leading. I'm assuming he'll peel off for... Oh, actually, no, he just pitted, so he made his... I don't know how that's possible. Only has 1 pit stop recorded for him, but he's definitely pitted twice. He's 2 laps into his stint, so it looks like Chambliss is in pretty good shape here. All right, I know it's really early, but we've seen enough racing. I think we can choose a favorite. Who do you have on your radar to win this thing?
I think Joshua Banks had a very strong run. We saw him make some really good moves up in the front, so I think he's definitely one we want to watch. And also, apparently, Race Control just awarded Bailey Turner an EOL.
Well, yeah, pit box violation for the number 24, so a penalty and an EOL for the number 24. I'm going to pick Elliott Butler, Finian. I think he's really hungry. I think he wants to get himself back into victory lane and has not yet done it this year, and I think he's ready. And he's up here. He's been running well. He's been aggressive. I think the 6 car gets a victory lane. It gets victory lane, excuse me. All right, so working lap number 45. So halfway in about 10 laps, Finian, and it's been kind of a wild one so far. But I think what's good about this package is it allows drivers to be more aggressive without necessarily putting themselves at risk. It seems like there's quite a bit of bumping and banging that can happen before crashes occur.
Yeah, definitely what I like about it, too, is the fact that you can peel out a line and people are willing to work with you because they know how easy it is to peel out and get a good run. It looks like Chambliss is coming back down on pit road. And actually, so I think he came down before but blew by his pit stall.
Oh, that's probably what it was, Finian.
So he'll be back down and he's going to make a pit stop. He's going to drop to the back of the field. Also looks like Jeremy Miller in the 30 as well as some others. Reggie Ortega and Casey Lakatos and company are just topping off on fuel.
Trying to get themselves to the end of the race. There's the one to green here. And Chris Stouffer is going to lead us back to green with Elliott Butler on the outside. Then it's Banks and Emerson, and then Cabot the rest of your top 5. Taking a look at your track map again. 2.66 miles around here, 4 corners, and that light blue hash mark on the bottom right of that graphic is where the start-finish line is. Finian, in the past, I think it's been said that you cannot wait until the very last corner to make a move, but with this new drafting package, I think you can wait pretty much as long as you're willing to wait to make that move at the end.
Yeah, you pretty much are. So not a whole lot of setup required. As long you just pretty much need another driver that's willing to shove you to the end, and you pretty much can work your way around the outside. There is a bit of timing involved with the run, but it doesn't really take as much, nearly as much as it used to.
All right, so everyone that started this race is running with the exception of the 51, the 8, and the 19. The 48 is back out on track. Still running. I don't know how well that car is going to do, though, with the front end missing off that thing.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's going to work too well, but he's definitely going to try.
Well, I think at this point, all he's going to do is just try to outlast the other people that crash out. I mean, you can gain a lot of points. Remember, he's doing well in the points. If we pull up the standings, looks like if we jump over to the next page here, the 48 is... Whoop, I skipped it. Is currently second in points, and the behind is incorrect, but he's behind about 19 points. So Bailey Turner, who's still in this race, who has an EOL on this restart, he's 14th. So the 48 needs to stay in this for better or for worse, just for the championship standings purposes.
Yeah, we'll see if he's able to remain in the draft at least. I can't imagine he's definitely going to be anywhere out of the draft. Probably going to have to just sit him behind and try to hang on for dear life.
All right, we're about 10 laps to halfway. The 5, the 6, the 22, the 35, the 15, and the 77 make up your first 3 rows. And Talladega Superspeedway giveth, and Talladega Superspeedway taketh away. And so far, it's taketh away 3 cars: Donovan Strauss, Jeremiah Vincent, Chris Partman. Green flag back in the air, racing again in Talladega, Alabama.
Yeah, and so far off to a great start. I think a little bit too good for his sake. And a lot of guys are going to try to build up a run. Elliott Butler slams the door shut on the 35 of Banks, and Emerson also peeling into the inside line.
Yeah, you see right here, this is why you don't want to get too big of a run on the restart, because you're going to just get pulled right back into the pack, and the 6 car is just going to expertly swing around the outside and take that lead away. And you don't want to get too good of a restart. You don't want to get that jump because you're going to get run over. You see the big speed differential now. The 14 of Boyer's going to give a big shot to the rear end of the 5, but the 6 and the 35 have taken the lead away. They drop in line in first.
Yeah, here comes Emerson and Cabot on the outside line, followed in by the 15. Also there trying to work his way to the front, as everyone else is still scrambling for positions. There, I see Bailey Turner on the outside lane trying to work his way back up.
And Turner had an EOL on that restart and has already charged his way back into 13th place. Tim Downey Jr., how about that? The number 25 was involved in that collision in turn 3 before the first pit stop sequence, back up in 7th place and ready to fight and see another day.
It looks like Alex Bell's had enough of this. He's dropping to the back of this pack. He's just going to try to play the patient game here.
Again, it's still really early to be fighting aggressively, but so far we haven't really seen. There's been pangs of aggressiveness, but we've seen it die down a lot. Last night, the Virtual Racing League race, it was like the last lap for all 90 of those laps, but tonight it's calmed down quite a bit. I don't see why you shouldn't go for a bit of a run as long as you're not getting carried away with the bumping.
Yeah, Emerson getting a run on Cap. It looked like he was pulling off to the outside lane, trying to block someone from getting a run, specifically at 25, but they're going to continue on there with the charge. Also, you see the 12 of Vinny Tigner, but he's still one lap down. He's the first car lap down, though.
Yeah, the only other car lap down is Angelo Ronis, who's right behind. And so it's a battle between the 12 and the 29. They're the only cars that are a lap down. And there's three wide for the lead. Oh, man. This makes me nervous, but now they've doubled it back up as Emerson drops back, but now they're 3 wide behind him, and we're going to try 4 wide for a second. The 25 looked like he was going to split Emerson 4, but they didn't. 3 by 3 by 3, 3 rows 3 deep. That's 10 cars all under a blanket.
Yeah, they're losing a little bit of momentum on the outside lane. They're just not really going anywhere at the moment. Turner's going to dip out of that line as well as Halper, and he looks like he's had enough.
But the 31 of Brandon Bowers, who started all the way back in 28th place, running 13th at the moment, and he's been kind of out of the fray, avoiding the collisions, and he's up to 13th. That's Tim Downey Jr. in the green and orange car slotting in line. And patience can be a virtue, everyone being relatively patient so far. As patient as they're going to get. So Butler and Stouffer out up in front, the 26 of Jamie Dobbs. Now, here's the thing I've noticed about this new package is when you're out front, Finian, it doesn't seem like there is any advantage to being out front. You are getting run over from behind constantly with how much of a draft the 20 cars behind you get. So there's really no, even if you're leading, you can't take a breath. You're mirror driving the entire time if you want to even retain that for more than half a lap.
Yeah, I was going to say, pretty much it's the return of the sitting duck concept, the fact that the leader really can't do much about anyone behind him. He can try to block all he wants, but everyone can get such a good run on him, it's pretty much impossible to try to defend.
I think we should do a Sim TV sound surge. After we watch this 4-wide pass for the lead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think you want to go away just yet. How about Yusuf Ghali jumping up to the front? He's got a push from his teammate on the outside of 35, Joshua Banks. Wow. Stouffer Cabot middle.
Okay, well, yeah, we're going to hold off until they calm down a little bit for the Sim TV sound surge. You get to turn up your volume and let these cars loose. But 3 wide for the lead, we're not going to pull you away for that. Look at this battle. The slightest mistake could mean the end of the race for all these cars. Look at Bailey Turner back in 5th.
Yeah, he caught all the way back up. Cabot's going to dive below Stouffer. He's going to try to fight for the lead here, but Turner's giving a great run to Stouffer, and Ghali's still pushing in that outside lane.
Well, they're way up at the top side of the racetrack, staying very clear of the inside rows. So to carry that run and looking from the side, you can see...
Ooh, Turner.
Turner comes up the middle.
Very aggressive move on the outside.
Wow, this is getting spicy up here, Finian. Oh, man. I would be backing out of this in a heartbeat.
Oh, I absolutely would. I'll be in the second pack that's forming up behind them, but looks like that outside lane starting to lose some steam a bit.
Adam Cabot, Bailey Turner fighting for that top spot. Both of them winners this season. Turner at Indianapolis Road Course a few weeks ago, and Cabot about a month ago at Richmond Raceway. Joshua Banks falls to the rear of this group. They exit turn number 2 now, and Emerson has been kind of tucked at the back of this field. And now the 12 and the 29 are side by side, Finney, and those guys are fighting to get themselves back on the lead lap.
Yeah, and I can imagine that Ronis is definitely fighting for it. I think he started being a lap down. He's been like that for quite a while, and he also hasn't had a lot of drafts. So he's trying to fight for that spot here. We definitely have a chance of getting another caution here, as we're still not halfway, although approaching that mark.
Okay, now I think we're safe enough to do a SimTV sound surge for a minute. Crank up your volume and listen to these things roar. The excitement continuing here at Talladega Superspeedway, side by side. Jeremy Miller, Adam Cabot, and they both got pushes. Help from behind. There's the 31 of Brandon Bowers on the outside and the 6 car of Elliott Butler on the inside, rocketing down the back straightaway, coming back to halfway this time through. Still 45 minutes in this race left. And look at this, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, all the way back through the field.
Yeah, where did Bowers come from? He came all the way to the front of the field here. This is the first time he's been, I think, as far up as he has been tonight. And ooh, Butler, a very dicey move. He's going to go to the outside lane in front of Cabot.
I'm really liking how that 6 car is looking tonight. He's been super aggressive, super fast, but also not being recklessly aggressive. I think there's a big difference between being aggressive and being recklessly aggressive. Now Cabot pushing the 6 car. Here comes the teammates, Tim Downey Jr. and the 20 of Zach Halpern. Remember, they got together earlier in the night, but look at them shoving each other on the outside lane, on the outside of the 12, out of turn 2.
Yeah, they're trying to make something work on the outside lane, although I don't think it's going to be too much with both of them. But Butler and Cabot, they're going to clear that middle lane. They're going to drop to the bottom there. Bowers now leading the middle lane, and Downey Jr. trying to hold on.
This feat between these cars at 200 miles an hour. Oh, the 30 car swings to the outside lane in front of Bowers, going to try to carry that momentum to the lead. Cabot and the 6 of Butler lined up on the inside. Then it's the 30 of Miller and Bowers. And then it's Tim Downey Jr. and Zach Halpern in the outside lane, 2 by 2 by 2. Going back again, 3 wide for third place. It might be 3 wide for the lead again in a moment.
Ooh, and Miller's getting a great run off of the nose of Bauer.
Ooh, Bowers tried to go up the middle between the 6 and the 30, thought better of it though, and backed out before it got too sketchy. But that killed the momentum of that middle groove. A lot of drivers.
I'm actually surprised that.
Go ahead.
I was actually surprised that that 25 and the 20 are still out there hanging on, although it looks like they're starting to die off and they actually leave the outside lane. They're actually holding on for quite a bit.
There's a big group that's kind of sitting behind, starting with Red Tallortega, Brian Chambliss, Josiah Vincent, and others. Eddie Trejo's in this, Alex Bell, Ben Bafford. A lot of good cars back here. Alec Martinez, Jordan Ashland, just biding their time waiting for later in the race and just hoping and praying these guys wreck up here and make their jobs easier later tonight.
Yeah, they're doing a great job just kind of sticking out of it, just waiting for something to happen, which I definitely think the chance of it happening is very high for these guys.
Miller clear by half a car length of Brandon Bowers. He's dropped in line in front of the 6. Bowers has help from the lap down car of Vinny Tigner. Vinny Tigner wants a crash to happen behind him so he can get that free pass, get himself back on the lead lap. And Ronis wants Tigner to get out in front and then a caution to come out so Ronis can get the free pass. All right, so let's take a look at our laps since pit. 15 laps for some, 17 for others. We're closing in about 5 to 8 laps away from another set of pit stops. And organizing pit stops is important as well. You can't just pull off the racetrack and expect not to get run over. You have to come with a group of friends and you have to communicate with everybody else when you want to come. And the 6 car expertly drops himself back in the lead in turn 3.
Yeah, and the thing too about that is you also got to make sure you go down in time. We saw a few penalties on the last set of green flag pit stops, so hopefully that doesn't plague anyone this time through. Hopefully they manage to sort it out and make sure not to get any speeding penalties or just unsafe pit entrances.
Past halfway here at Talladega, lap number 59 of 110, the 30 at the top of the board that time through. Make it the 6 as Butler leads that lap by 33 thousandths of a second through turns 1 and 2. 33 degrees of banking. These cars climb the hill as they enter the corner and climb up several stories worth of banking. Let's ride on board with Tim Downey Jr. inside the gyro cam and watch that banking lift these cars up as they head through the corners at 199 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, again, it is impressive just how much banking there actually is on this track that's able to let them do these high speeds. Miller with a dangerous move to the outside. He darts that car across the track. He's going to go to the outside with Bowers.
Heard that Andrew Telganoff is going to join us in the booth here shortly, waiting on his arrival here. But the 30 and the 6 are... Honestly, Jeremy Miller has been one of the best cars tonight. He's been up front since the beginning. Started 7th. He's running 3rd. I haven't seen him outside the top 10 really at all. And now some help with Brandon Bowers, who has showed up lately. That 31 car looking extremely strong.
Yeah, definitely. He's just kind of come out of nowhere just to the front of the field and hasn't really fallen back from that. He stayed up here. And there you see Miller drop down to the bottom. Here's a chance of the 31 to try to take the lead.
3 wide behind him, that's Ronis and Yusuf Ghali, but again, Ronis is a lap down. He's trying to catch that number 12, Vinny Tigner, to fight for the free pass position. Working lap number 62, Miller leads that lap. All right, so it looks like everyone's, again, they've kind of sorted themselves out. I think they're starting to plan their pit stops here, Finian. 20 laps for a lot of these cars. They've been out here, so that means we might see some cars peeling off the next 2 or 3 laps, and they're going to start getting themselves organized by teammate, by friend, by whoever wants to come with them at that exact time.
Oh, man, as you said, here comes Yusuf Ghali looking to the outside. It looked like he was trying to make a pass.
Will anybody peel off this early? I think it might be a bit too soon. But you see Ronis, I think Ronis has gotten more aggressive trying to get to that 12 because if something happens when drivers are coming to pit lane, he wants to be ahead of the 12 so he gets the free pass and doesn't stay trapped a lap down.
Oh, and actually he's got Halpern up there joining him.
They both drop back to the middle. Miller is looking so strong right now with help from the 6. They exit turn 2 as the leaders, Brandon Bowers, Adam Cabot, Bailey Turner, the rest of your top 5. And taking a look at that Dash for Cash battle, Bailey Turner in the 24, leading it. The next best car, Mark Emerson in 9th, then it's Joshua Banks back in 15th.
Yeah, all those guys are all towards the front of the field too, so they're all very well within this fight.
Jeff Wright is called tonight, Finney, and that's going to be a bad night for him in the points. He's going to drop down a lot of positions, potentially. 26th place result he'll be scored with.
Yeah, and I'm not too surprised that he's going about 140, 150, and while these guys are going pretty much 200 all the way around. So yeah, that car was pretty much junk, but try to get a few spots out of it, but yeah, don't blame him for calling it a night.
Yeah, but it's going to really sting tonight, being so close. He was only within 19 points of the 24 of Bailey Turner, who's been remarkably consistent this season with his finishes, but Bailey's only won once, and Jeff Wright the same, so both those drivers are so consistent but haven't won multiple times, and it looks like it's not going to be Jeff Wright tonight.
Yeah, indeed it is, and here comes Halpern with the help of Ronis. They're going to try to slingshot to the outside here.
No takers on pit lane just yet either. And 22 laps for some of these cars, so I expect next 2 or 3 laps, the pit stops are going to start becoming forced and not by choice. You're going to have to come to pit road before you run out of fuel. And it's a long way around here. You don't want to chance it. If you come across that line and your calculator says 0.9 laps, you're going to be in trouble because you've got to make it all the way around at full speed. And if you run out of fuel while in front of a pack, don't even get me started. That's going to make a big one.
Yeah, it's really going to cause a big wreck, and also you're going to have a hard time trying to get down on pit road, get to your pit stall to refuel. So, yeah, a whole list of problems. You want to definitely keep an eye on that fuel gauge and make sure you don't run out of fuel.
We haven't talked about the big one a lot, and for those that are new to auto racing in general, Talladega and Daytona, the 2 super speedways, and this is one of them, known for having one large crash that takes out 10, 15, maybe even 20 cars, and that is referred to as the big one. I don't think we've had one that can be classified as that yet tonight. I think we're due, though, and really the last half of the race is when things typically pick up. Looks like everyone's really in this main pack.
Heard Elliott Butler call out pit stop.
Oh, okay, so the 6 car coming to pit road. I was just about to say, everyone's in this main pack. No real big strategies this time through. So the 6 car coming to pit lane this time. Who's he going to bring with him? I think we'll see a lot of cars coming. For sure.
Yeah, no one else has called it out, but there you see drivers dropping down.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of cars coming with them.
Ooh,
oh, that 31 in way too hot. And that 31 going to be missing. That's going to be a big penalty for the 31. I think everyone else was probably in okay. But let's take a quick replay of that, and we'll watch from on board the 30 car because he got a good view.
Yeah, he came across the line at 76 miles an hour.
Yeah, 76. Pit lane speed is 55 here, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, way too hot. So the 31 going to be facing a penalty here as the rest of the field is going to be potentially coming in this time through.
Yeah, almost everyone single filed out in the front. Stouffer leading the field now.
And here comes the one, Agali. He's probably going to bring a couple others, and Lakatos comes with him. So does Stouffer.
Yeah, Stouffer came in late.
Ooh, they get it slowed down.
Time. Yep.
Nice job. This whole pack got in nice and clean.
That was probably the cleanest stop I've seen with this many cars coming down. Not a single one made a mistake.
There's about 10 or 12 cars, and none of them, as you said, Finney, none of them made a mistake. How about that pack with Jeremy Miller leading it, though? Nice and clean off pit road. But look, they're pretty fragmented, Finney, and not a lot of these cars are in this group, at least in the front, so they're not going to get as efficient as of a run out of pit lane as the rest of these guys will. But these, well, I was going to say that, but let's see how this next group exits. Much better.
I think they're going to be much closer together.
Oh, the 25 and the 29 almost got together. But a much cleaner sequence for this group of cars. Now they got to get up to speed because the 30 car Miller, here they come. Around the outside they go of the 14 of Boyer, the 95 of Ben Bafford. And I think Jeremy Miller is probably going to cycle out to at least get by these cars, but maybe not quite to Stouffer. But there's Clifton Cockrell and Eddie Trejo even farther up the road.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to catch up with Stouffer. Stouffer's got no one behind him, so he's just going to get shot around. Miller's going to take the lead here.
And Elliott Butler.
Whoa, what happened to Clifton Cockrell? He's way off the pace with some major damage to his rear end.
Oh. Didn't see. He looks like he's coming to a stop. He's awful slow. I wonder if he got run into coming down to pit lane. I didn't see anything happen, but...
Oh, okay, so he had some contact with, I think, Eddie Trejo coming into his stall. He missed his stall and went around.
Here's a look at it. Hopefully while we're watching this, we don't go under caution for any... So the 16, the Valvoline car right in the middle of your screen. Contact with the 11. Yep, there was a lot of contact towards the rear of that. And yeah, you're right, he missed his stall and had to bail. So not with the 16 he did. Now he's in pit lane. We head back to the front. Miller leads and Cabot jumps out of line. Here comes Chambliss in the 45 machine up the middle. So now the ticker starts to tick down. 35 minutes remaining, 69 of 110 laps complete. We're well past halfway, and now everyone starts to think about the end of the race here.
Yeah, these guys are going to have to make one more stop before the end, so we're not done with pit stops just yet. Ooh, see Tim Downey Jr. going to the outside of Bailey Turner. 3 lines forming up.
Butler jumps right in front of Turner, and they'll give a big run up the middle, and you see Bafford in the background. He's getting help from Alex Bell. They're trying to catch up to this front group, but about a 10 to 12 car spat at the front here.
Yeah, 6 and 24 teammates working together here.
Coming to 40 laps to go at the start-finish line. That'll pretty much split this into 2 even runs of 20 laps. So we'll see pit stops again on lap... Is that right?
Yeah, more or less. We'll probably go a little bit longer.
Yeah, so we'll probably see lap 92 to 95, I think, would probably be the pit stop we'd see.
Yeah.
So we got a couple distinct packs forming up now, really 3 that I can see. And this front one, the most aggressive, Miller and Butler. These 2 have been the strongest cars all night, and they continue to lead this race.
Yeah, I'm looking here at this pack led by the 4 Josiah Vincent. It actually has 3 of our cash drivers, and then the 22, and who else is in there?
That's Jordan Ashland.
Just 2 of them.
But yeah, Jordan Ashland's not, he's got a yellow number, not a green number. So not participating in the Dash for Cash. There's a 26 of Jamie Dobbs. The first run here, Finian, not going too bad. Has made a couple mistakes, but still running inside the top 15. Not bad for a first start. Bit of disorder up at the front again. Yusuf Ghali jumps up to the outside with help from Tim Downey Jr. They try to make it 3 wide.
Yeah, but they got no help, and actually Downey's just going to leave the one up to dry there.
It's been one of the most competitive and clean Talladega races I think we've ever seen on Sim TV. And remember how the last one ended here, the Virtual Racing League race a season ago, ended with a couple cars on their roof coming to the finish line, and the winner, Eli Hinton, won on the basically driving across the finish line on his door. So we're expecting something similar to that at the end of this race. With this many cars left running, it means at the end is going to be really exciting.
Yeah, definitely. So these guys are running very hard as well. So looking at the numbers here, so we got 14 cars in this lead pack, and then we got a second pack in behind with 6 guys, and then a few stragglers going around the track. Alec Martinez, he's lost the draft here in 20th.
Oh, that's not good for that Vincent Motorsport. Oh, he's got a lot of front-end damage on that Finian. Not sure where he got that, but that nose is all smashed in.
Yeah, I'm trying to check back. I'll try to figure out what happened to him.
There's Bruce Boyer kind of lagging behind in this group. He's got Ben Bafford right in front of him. Bafford performed really well in the VRL race last night. Got wrecked out late, and he's looking for redemption this evening, riding in 10th place right now. Hasn't really shown a lot of strength up to this point in the race, but again, kind of biding his time, waiting for the way to clear and move his way towards the front. I think really the 77, the 20, who was I saying? The 30 and the 6 have really been the strongest cars tonight. Those two, the 30 and the 6. Miller and Elliott Butler, but they dropped to 4th and 5th in line as Cabot and the 20 of Halpern head to the front.
I think I found out what happened to Martinez. So he kind of just got, he actually slipped up on the apron in 1 and 2 out when he was exiting pit road. He did have some help from the 26, but the 26 just left them to dry, and I think Martinez's car is just struggling in the air, and he ended up losing the draft that way.
An important run for the free pass. Angelo Ronis has managed to get around Vinny Tigner, and it's by a pretty significant margin. So that 29 hoping and praying for a yellow flag and hoping and praying that he's not involved in it so he can get that free pass.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, Tigner's in that second pack, so he can pretty much just chill out for a little bit. Doesn't really have to race up in this front. He might be able to join that like smaller pack that's that's second behind.
Eddie Trejo has lost a bit of ground on that front group, and he's fallen. Actually, he's a lap down. That number 11 has had an incident as well, and it looks like no pit road penalty. Not sure exactly what happened though.
Yeah, I think he just got cut out on the pit stops. This is ended up losing the draft. He's gonna lose this lead back. He's gonna try to join up with the second one.
Is Andrew Toganoff waiting in the booth here? I can't see Discord. I'm not sure if he's here or not.
I don't think he is. Up there he is.
Hey, Andrew, you got a copy?
What's going on, boys? We made it. We cleared security. What a race, guys. I mean, what a hell of a race right now. We've got one caution for 4 or 5 laps. Everybody really using their head here. We really appreciate it, man. Best race we've seen on TV, seen on Sim TV. As far as Talladega goes, these guys are really using their head. Hell of a class of field here. I mean, who? Let's go back to the beginning. Who did you guys pick?
From the beginning, who did I pick? I always thought the 6 car of Elliott Butler is probably the one to win this race. He's been up there all night, been aggressive, but the 30 Jeremy Miller has also been really impressive tonight.
Yeah, I said the 24 Butler, and he's also up there. So both their picks actually still up there and fighting for it.
Yeah, I actually went with Alex Bell. He was up there at Daytona. He's a real smart guy. I don't know, man. This is exciting to watch. I mean, a lot of guys are still in here, but it's nice to see Angelo up there. Guys are really struggling, it sounds like. I'm listening to a lot of race communication here, and guys are really struggling here with the handling of the cars, which is surprising here on this track, especially. Maybe it's just the higher speeds, lower temperatures. I mean, you saw that earlier. I think you remember when Jeremiah, it sounded like he just snapped it early and got into the side of Angelo. And it looks like Angelo's up there right now. He's a 1 lap down, hoping for an incident that he's not in. So, I mean, he's still got the speed. He's got the damage, but he's got the speed. I mean, can't count anybody out here, man. This is awesome.
Absolutely not. We're just watching. These guys are duking and diving. The 77 through a block on the, I believe it was the 20 car down in turn 3 last time, and that almost took out the entire field. Just slid across the bumper. Somehow they didn't crash, but here comes Gali up the middle with help from the 20, and Halpern drops to the inside. A great move for the lead. 3 wide.
Almost got loose doing that move. He's going to try to take the lead here. It's going to be a race back to the line here. It looks like they're running to the checkered flag.
Yeah, you guys see Bailey's car, man? That sure is a pretty car there. You got to give a shout out, though. I know we haven't really talked about it. Maybe you guys have, but we got a God Bless America, man. And it's Memorial Day weekend. We're at Talladega. God bless America. We got the Coke 600 tomorrow. NIS 400. I mean, what a great weekend. Nobody works Monday. We're drinking. We're smoking. We're having a great time. And we got Dark Smoke Racing in the lead, baby.
It's a fun weekend for sure, Andrew. We love your enthusiasm.
Man,
it's
this is great.
And I don't think the 77 and 20 are too thrilled with each other right now, Finney, the way they're driving.
Yeah, they have been dooring or almost dooring each other here. They've been cutting each other off. Is what they've definitely been doing, and it's gotten very close, and it's very bad for the leaders to be doing so. Galley's
Good move. Here's a question for you guys. I got 2 questions for you.
All right.
Would you rather be on the inside or the outside later?
On the last lap? Or just any time?
No, we'll get to that part. The thing I've learned when running Talladega here is it doesn't matter what lap I'm on. I'm always going to be on the outside because it seems like the inside, you guys, you know how it is at Talladega. You're checking up constantly, and you're in a box. You got the yellow line, just like NFL. You got an out-of-bounds line on the inside, and you're in a box. I mean, what else are you supposed to do? And the thing is, if I am leading this race late, it doesn't matter. I'm keeping my car up on the high side. You keep your car up on the outside, I'm telling you, if anybody's listening and stream sniping, get your ass on the outside, keep it up high the whole race. I'm telling you, man, the guy on the outside will win.
I will agree with you on the white flag lap. I'm gonna disagree for the majority of the race, and here's why, Andrew. I like, you say that you're in a box, I agree, except on the outside you have a box between the inside cars and a big old safer barrier. On the inside you have about a half an acre of concrete to your left you can dive out of the way and miss if something goes wrong.
No, I mean, the guys are racing really smart though right now. The inside might be okay early, but I'm telling you, man, later in the race, we haven't seen the high line come in yet, but I'm telling you, sooner or later, we're going to be 3x3 deep. And I'm telling you, man, the outside line I think is going to prevail here late. That's just my opinion. I might be wrong. I'm usually wrong, which sucks. But I would just rather be on the outside. I mean, if you're late, Finian, do you want to be on the inside or the outside?
No, I think I definitely want to be in that outside lane. As you're seeing them actually build up a run here, Turner's taking the lead. He's got a big run with Cabot.
This is why Finian finishes plate races and I don't.
But the thing is, too, is if I'm pushing the leader with 2 to go, I'm gonna push. These guys are taking it easy. Their temps are running high. You're gonna. I'm telling you, watch the out. If I am wrong and the outside guy loses the race, I will donate some more money to your broadcast.
I'll take that.
If the outside guy wins, you don't have to. Okay. So I'm just saying, I really think the outside line is going to prevail here late. But it's nice to see Bailey up there, man. That is a really pretty car there.
I really like Jeremiah Vincent, and it's a real shame that his race ended early, although he's back out on the racetrack, albeit in not great condition with that Wrangler Chevrolet.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate what happened earlier with him, man. It was unfortunate anybody to really get wrecked, but, the shit's, excuse my French.
Hey, Andrew, do you want to take a guess at how many lead changes we've had tonight?
Oh, man. So you have it on the dot, right? How many we have so far?
Yes, sir.
Is this at the line or during the whole race?
At the line.
At the line.
At the line? How many? What lap are we on? We're coming to 84. I'm going to say 26.
Well, you're right if you multiply it by 2. 47 lead changes in 83
26
laps.
and 26 is 52. What are we talking about? 47.
It was close.
That's great, man. This package, iRacing did an awesome job with this package, you got to admit. Because remember how it used to be with the old package? It was really bad. It was. You couldn't do anything.
Yep.
We did have a good finish, though. Eli had to kill whoever he was trying to win the race, which we've seen that on and off, it seems like, over time. Kid, if only he could harness it on a daily basis. Anyways, iRacing has done a great job with this. And these guys, man, this has been a great race overall. So I'm expecting pit stops here. I'm not sure when they last pitted, but it seems like I'm really surprised that we're only getting 25 laps. I was expecting with an 80% fuel load, we'd get at least 30 to 32. I think that's what they were doing at Daytona.
Yeah, that changed, I think, because remember at Daytona we were running the older package with a lot less downforce, so that extra
downforce
wing
has a lot to do with it, huh?
burns a lot more fuel, and we've seen that across the board. The fuel mileage this year has been garbage compared to previous seasons.
Yeah.
We're expecting pit stops around lap number 92 to 95, so about 10 laps.
Yeah, and it seemed like Bailey Turner, you know, he's third car there on the inside. He's been running a smart race, and I can't get over his scheme, man. That is a beautiful scheme. You know, he had that pit road penalty earlier. I don't know if you guys caught that issue with Mark Emerson earlier. That was on the last pit stop there. That was pretty sketchy there. It was behind the 12. I think it was a Vinny Tiggerner. I think it was, and he had to avoid him. Ended up pancaking the inside pit lane wall, but that was no penalty. It was nothing that could be avoided. But I don't know, man. We've seen it how it goes here at Talladega. These guys, they're running clean, and just like in real life, everything's good. And then the last 15 laps, everything goes to hell.
Absolutely. That's just how Talladega is sometimes. But, you know, Finian, I'm looking back at Alex Bell, and look who he has found. He's found teammate Joshua Banks. They're coming up on the last pit stop. I think those SWA guys are getting themselves lined up for this last run to the end. And there's Ben Bafford, who doesn't have any teammates tonight. I think he's going to find a team to tack on with and try to see if he can get himself into victory lane.
Yeah, Ben's been having a really good run. Him, the 35 and the 15, they just kind of riding it out here for the most part. I think they're going to continue on until this final set of pit stops. Speaking of which, we are within the fuel window has opened up, so these guys can come at any time here to make their final stop of the race.
For the lead. Look at these guys. These two guys leading, Tim Downey Jr., Zach Halpern, they were crashed in turn 3 earlier tonight. That 20 car deserves a medal for not taking out the entire field. We have to go back later and look at that, Finney, and how crazy that lap was. He had that thing full opposite lock, drifting Ken Block style in turn 3 in front of the field, and nobody crashed. Unbelievable that they can do that and now be leading this race with 25 laps to go.
Yeah, just incredible skill from a lot of these guys just to keep it going. And considering the fact, too, that we've only had one caution so far, it's an absolute feat, great feat by these guys. I'll see if we can continue on to the end.
Yeah, I mean, as a car owner, my heart skipped a beat when all that went down. It was just, I mean, you got to go back. We were talking about the older package. I think the older package, all hell would have broke loose, but it seems like with this package, with the downforce that NASCAR's implemented, it seems like the cars are, to me as a driver, are a lot more twitchy, if you know what I'm saying, and they're a lot easier to save. It's definitely a whole different ball game with this, but yeah, I mean, that was I've seen a lot more saves since the cars are easier to save, I guess, you know what I'm saying, since they brought out this new downforce package, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it's a lot easier to save, but that's a great thing for these tracks specifically, because...
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Yeah, because what would have been a 30-car wreck last season is now a 2-car slide this season without taking out the rest of the field. So an improvement there. Obviously, not an improvement at every racetrack, but I think one of the things NASCAR did get right is this plate package for 2019.
Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, when you see something like that happen as a driver and you're on the inside lane and something like that happens to you 3 lanes in front of you, I mean, how do you react? I mean, you move up, but like I said, these cars are a lot easier to control, and obviously with Zach, hell of a save. I don't think I could have saved it, but these guys are awesome as we're coming to the pit stops here.
Yep, here they come.
Oh, wow. Yep, a bunch of cars peeling off. The 25 is in really hot, as is the 77 getting themselves woed on down. Everyone's sliding on the brakes. I think they all got down to pit road speed. What an accomplishment that was.
Yeah, Cabot came up, hit the line at 60, but woed it down. He might be able to avoid a penalty there.
That's exactly 21 to go. They're good to the end, as we mentioned before, and there's another pack of cars, Yusuf Ghali leading it. These guys are all single filed out, and they're going to come probably this time or the time after get their tires and fuel. Or maybe just fuel at this point.
Yeah, I think honestly it's a pretty good decision or at least just take 2 tires. Definitely save you some time on pit road, and it looks like Cabot was able to avoid that penalty, and everyone gets off pretty well organized here.
And here comes the rest of the field down to pit lane. Golly leading them down. Ronis on the outside. I think everyone here is going to get woed down nicely as well. Woo, the 31 locked him up, but everyone's in clean there as well. Pit stops have gone incredibly smoothly tonight, considering the number of people. Oh, the 29 gets turned as I say that, off the nose of the 14, and unfortunately for Ronis, that's a bad night gone worse. He'll have to get it turned back around. But other than that, they've gone very smoothly tonight with how many green flag stops we've had. Right in front of the 23, or excuse me, the 95 as well. And sure, Baffert didn't really appreciate that. A long time to get that 29 turned back around. But now Ronis will serve his stop. And Alex Bell leads the race off pit road there. But where's the rest of the field? They're coming at 192 miles an hour. And it's the 6 of Elliott Butler leading this group. There's 5 cars in front of them, but they're going to blow by them on the apron here.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to be no contest here. They're going to absolutely get around them without any issue at all. And Bell's currently the leading car that's back, and actually Jeremiah Vincent's up ahead with his damaged car, so everyone's going to have to try to navigate him. Oh, he dives down below the apron.
All right, 20 laps to go, 15 minutes left in this race. If you just joined us, welcome. We've had 1 caution tonight that wrecked out 4 cars, but since then we've been clean and green. Oof. Behind him, everyone's stacking up, but Alex Bell and Yusuf Ghali, the teammates in the lead. Joshua Banks and Butler, these guys are all up front, leading this race and putting on a show. We're coming back to 19 laps to go. Finian, take your pick. Run out of the laps.
You see who's leading? What'd you say? You should say Alex Bell. Just saying. Sorry, go ahead, Finian. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, no, I was going to say Butler was able to take the lead there just around the outside, but here comes Bell and Golly with a big shove to the inside lane. They're starting to get ahead of steam.
Hey, see who else is up there? It's that 6 car, Elliott Butler, that purple Pennzoil car. He's going to win this race, I guarantee it.
But here comes a bright American 24. He's coming up here in 3rd place. He's got a big head of steam. Unfortunately, nowhere to go.
Okay, I hate to break it to everybody, but we're all super confident that our drivers are going to win this race, but we can't Cars the movie this and have a 3-way tie. One of them's going to have to, 2 of them are going to have to lose, but I don't think I'm going to be the one losing it. I think I'm going to bet on that 6 car. I think he goes to victory lane. Cabot pushing with help from Halpern.
Might get a little fiscal here. All the guys are up here. Come on, Bill!
All right, well, Joshua Banks is back up here. His internet has held on tonight, Finian. It's the first time in a while that it's actually not hurt him too much this evening. His teammates are up towards the front. Maybe that 35 can throw a hat in the ring there. And look at the 50 car, Casey Lakatos. He's in the outside lane. He's been quiet all night. Maybe he's got a shot at this late in the going.
Actually, that outside lane starting to lose some steam here. I think that engine too hot for the 77. He wasn't able to push. Here comes Turner to the outside.
Bailey Turner jumps up in front of the 6, bumping and pushing. Those 2 guys locked on a lot earlier in the night. They worked together in the first third of the race, and they kind of separated, had different nights. And here they are again, coming to 17 to go. Turner leads that lap. No, I think the 15 led it by 66 thousandths of a second.
Yeah, and now it's Hutton Motorsports on the outside, SWA on the inside for the first 2 rows.
Side by side, 24v15 as they exit turn number 2. We're getting down to the end of this thing. 14 minutes of racing left.
Ooh, and the 15 there, the one's going to have to back out 15. That inside lane starting to die off. There's Bailey Turner diving it out to the inside. Butler now on the outside in the 6.
Oh man, Finian, you're going to have to start lining yourself up. And at this point, you can't really spend too much time finding your teammates because who you're around is basically who you got to stick with if you want to make it to the end of this thing. You're going to have to pick someone and just go with it. I don't think you really have any choice at this point. You just got to kind of go.
Yeah, Bell giving a big shove to the 24, trying to push him to the front here. Cabot still trying to work with the 6 on that outside lane.
Field exiting turn 2. It looks like we've got 13 cars in this lead pack. Then it's Josiah Vincent, Reggie Ortega, and another group of cars all back there from about 14th on back, with the top 13 all in this fight. 3 wide for the lead again momentarily. The 77 is lagging. The 20's up the middle. We've got to be careful if he gets re-solidified. That could be really bad for this field here.
Yeah, and actually Cabot trying to get off of the 20. They're still neck-coated in each other. And they finally get separated.
That's not what you want to happen here with this few laps to go. Coming to 15 laps to go, that 70s, either the 77 or the 20 is having issues. I'm going to bet on the 77, but back up towards the front, the 6 car of Butler pushing the 15 of Alex Bell. Bailey Turner, side by side, the 15 and the 24. And the 1 of Yusuf Ghali is now pushing Bailey Turner. And remember, if Bailey Turner wins this race, or Joshua Banks for that matter, they're going to get a nice cash bonus if we finish under green. So those cars with the green numbers, they are participating in that dash for cash, and there's a little bit more on the line, and they'll be even more aggressive come the end of this race.
Oh, Butler makes a move, looks to the inside of the 15. Big checkup in that outside lane.
That got really dicey there for a moment. The 15 and 6 got together, almost spawned off the nose of the Butler machine. 14 to go now, and now Bell takes that push, and he's going to drive around the outside of Bailey Turner. He's got the lead by about 3/4 of a car length over Bailey Turner, but they're still overlapped as the outside lane. The 6 car is going to ditch the 15. Butler. But no help there for the 6.
Yeah, he's going to get left out of the drive. Here comes Jeremy Miller in the 3rd. He's going to push the 15 to the lead. Here comes Stouffer as well.
Yeah, Stouffer. We haven't seen Stouffer in God knows how long, but he's back up in this fight now. Pushing the 30 of Jeremy Miller to the top spot. What a move.
Yeah, these guys have all. And how about even Brian Chambliss there in the 21? He's moved his way up to the front.
13 laps to go, about 10.5 minutes of racing remaining. Jeremy Miller drops to the inside in front of the 15 of Bell. Stouffer in 2nd place now with help from Chambliss. This has been an exceptional race. I don't think anything that happens from here on out can change that fact. We've only had 1 yellow so far. Finian, lead changes? Take a guess.
I'm actually looking at it right now, so I'll say 58.
Wow, okay, that's not really fair, but 58 lead changes in 98 laps. That is more than a lead change every 2 laps. That is really, really impressive.
Yeah, I still don't think we're anywhere near done with that yet. There's Alex Bell. He was looking to the inside.
There you go.
And here he comes to the outside now, and he's going to get a shove from the 5 of Stouffer in behind.
Yeah, Stouffer.
To the lead, number 15.
Stouffer's been kind of quiet. He's been up there pushing all night, but he hasn't really led a bunch of laps, but helping the 15.
Ghali up the middle.
Oh, Ghali trying to make a move 3 wide. Now Cabot behind, Elliott Butler in the middle, and the 20 of Halpern getting a shove from the 6 car as well. Oh, no! The 1 car gets turned in front of the field. The 6 car gets taken out with him. And a crash.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, that was tight racing, man. I mean, you got to make the move late. He was trying to get up there and help his teammate, man, but it just, the hole closed, man.
Oh, and Bailey Turner's also out of it.
Oh, no. Let's take a look at this again. And this started way off earlier in the corner.
Hard hit. Man, Yusuf Ghali took a hard hit. He's used to hard hits, man. Remember Dover last season? He was flipping down the back straightaway at Dover. So.
All right. So here's another look at it. I'm going to have to restart my software here in a moment to capture this better because it's getting really laggy. So we might take a look at this after a short break. But the 1 and the 24 bouncing off each other. And there's Chambliss on the outside. Just got too tight there. And yep, and then it just all breaks loose. So the 1 car got up into the catch fence.
Yeah, he did. Hopefully we don't have a red flag. Got to repair that fence. Might want to take a look at that.
Big mess.
Yeah, it looked like Elliott helped him launch there up into the... thank God for the safer barriers, man. Jesus Christ.
77 of Cabot got a great view of that. Went underneath the 1 car,
yeah.
Ghali.
So did the fans. Jesus. Man, I mean, that's tight racing, though, guys. I mean, he was trying to make a move there. Nobody's really at fault, and the hole closed. I mean, he was there, but, I mean, the hole just closed there. I mean, it's Talladega, baby. What else are you supposed to do?
Yeah, but a big wreck. That 1 car almost went over the fence with how high he climbed that wall. Take another look at it from a different view. And, wow, what a ride up the fence he had there. And we'll take one more look at this. Then we're going to go to break shortly. And then I'll restart my... Wow, the 1 car almost hit the Sunoco sign at the exit of turn 2. He got up so high. All right, we're going to jump to break momentarily. We'll be right back with the conclusion of this race. Stay with us. 10 laps to go here at Talladega, Alabama. We're 101 laps into a 110-lap race. And the 15 of Alex Bell currently sits atop the scoring pylon with Jeremy Miller in second place. We've had 2 cautions, over 60 lead changes in this race. It's been one for the century, one for the record books here. And the 15 of Alex Bell sitting squarely in the top spot. The race is coming to an end here in just a little while. Guys, predictions for these last 10 laps.
Oh, man. All right. Go ahead. You go first.
Is that directed at me?
Yes.
Yeah, I said you guys. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't want to go first. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm waiting to bounce off your guys' answers.
I'm going to stick with Alex Bell.
Well, I'm going to go with the same team. I think that 35 of Joshua Banks, I think he's still got something with him. And also, I've noticed in the Discord, looks like the SWA guys, they've recruited Ben Baffert in their Discord.
I figured they would do that because I saw the 90 or the 95 working with them earlier tonight. I thought that would happen. My prediction, I think that 30 car is probably the quickest one out here. Because he's been up front all night. He was working with the 6 car. The 6 car obviously destroyed in that most recent collision. I think the 30 car goes to victory lane. And Andrew, what do you got?
I'm sticking with Bell, man.
All
Like
right.
the beginning of the race, like I told Hutton in race control, I'm going to stick with Bell. I mean, we all know how Alex Bell races. He's a clean guy. He's stuck at the back all race long at Michigan. Unfortunately, how it goes, we all saw how Michigan went. It's all about draft and putting yourself in the position to win the race. And that, I'm still sticking with Bell. My pre-race pick. Let's not count out Ortega, Tallortega, however the hell you want to call it. He's still back there in 12th. Technically, you know, the way I look at it, you may be 12th, Reggie, starting on the outside line, but you are the 6th car in a prime position. Like I tell these guys, you want to be on the outside. So if Bell gets a good run, I'm telling you, man, you're going to want to be on the outside. Don't be afraid to let the guy on the inside, though, you know, start P3 or 5. Don't be afraid to let somebody on your inside. I'm telling you, getting that run off turn 4, coming to the checkered, or just be on the outside. But let's just hope we finish it under green, though.
Again, if you finish under green, those Dash for Cash drivers, the highest, or actually if they win the race, rather, they'll get that extra little cash bonus. And right now, Joshua Banks, the highest driver eligible for that prize.
Looks like Galley came out of the Info Care Center. He's okay, and looks like if we could at some point maybe get an interview with him and ask him what happened there.
If he's still around, see if we can drag him up real quick. I think we're getting to 1 to green here shortly, so we'll try to talk to him.
What's up, Eddie?
What's that?
Hey.
What's up, Eddie?
Oh, okay.
Alrighty, it looks like we got him. Hey, you checked out the Info Care Center. You're okay, Galley. What happened there, man? I mean, it's been good racing all race long. It looks like you saw a hole, you went for it. I would have done the same damn thing, but I wasn't in the cockpit. What did you see? What were you thinking? And I mean, obviously the outcome didn't work out here as we got 1 to green here. What happened, buddy?
Well, I decided that it was go time. I saw a hole, I took the hole, and the hole closed almost immediately after, so didn't end out how I wanted it to, but I had a lot of fun this race. Probably the most fun I've had on iRacing in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, that's great to hear. Like I said, we got 1 to go here. I want to make it real quick. Before we get to the shout-outs to anybody here you want to, like you said, you had fun. How was the racing out there? How was the car? I heard a lot of guys were having issues on how it was handling. We saw Jeremiah get loose early, just lost it. I mean, how was the car overall handling for you?
Overall, it's a lot of fun. I think this new package is perfect at places like Daytona and Talladega. And then, I mean, there was a little bit of handling, like characteristics going into 3s especially. It got a little bit loose, but other than that, it was good.
Yeah, man, it's nice to see you back, buddy. I mean, unfortunately, we're glad you checked out of the Info Care Center. You're okay. Any shout-outs you want to give? Thanks.
Oh yeah, the 15, the 35, and the 95 have all been great this race. I hope they finish 1, 2, 3 here.
Yeah, I hope not. Remember for the 15, Alex Bell's my pick. You ran a great race, buddy. Stick around, and we appreciate your dedication, and welcome back. And hopefully we'll see you next week at Dover, and I'll see you on the track.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right, before we go back green, I do want to note one thing. Right now, the ticker says we're on the final lap. We're not. It's a scoring issue after a restart of the software. We have, Finney, can you tell me what lap we're on? Are we on lap 103?
Yes, coming to lap 104.
Okay, so we basically have 7 laps to go. So ignore that. It'll fix itself shortly. Just a product of the scoring. So that puts the 15 of Alex Bell, the 30 of Jeremy Miller, the 5 of Christopher, the 45 of Brian Chambliss, Zach Halpern, Tim Downey Jr., your top 6. 7 laps to go to win round number 11 of the 2019 Outsider Racing League Series. Alex Bell, ready to throttle up. Don't get yourself too far out ahead. You're going to get yourself run over. Green flag flies. 7 to go here at Talladega, and everyone jumps on the line.
Jump. Wow, big jump by the 95.
Yeah, Baffert roaring around the outside of the 25. Here he comes side by side with Chambliss, 3 wide in the second row.
Wow, what a move by Ben Baffert, but he has no one up there to help him.
Hey, Mark Emerson.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's got Mark Emerson. Ooh, Reggie Ortega looks like he's fancying going up to the high side. He thinks about it, he doesn't. There comes Mark Emerson up on the high side.
The 26 of that's Jamie Dobbs that's fallen in line behind the 95. He's going to give him a push. And Ortega as well. Ortega's been quiet all night. Maybe this is his time to strike, coming back to 6 to go. Alex Bell has the lead by a hair over the 5 of Christopher and the 30 of Jeremy Miller, working through 3 and 4. And Tim Downey Jr. also there as well, with teammate Zach Halpern behind.
If I am Alex Bell, when I am clear of the 30 outside, I am jumping to the outside. I'm telling you guys, that outside line is going to prevail here.
And you're to see that outside line building speed now. Jeremy Miller getting back to the outside of the 15. He's got an overlap now with help from the 45 at Chambliss. Here comes the 26 to the outside. Does Baffert take the bait? No, the 35 up the middle.
3 wide.
Yeah,
here comes Banks up the middle. Good
Banks his own lane up there. He's going to be stuck in the middle. Baffert now stuck on the outside. He's got help with the 26, although it doesn't seem like he's going forward.
Pushing, shoving, sideways movement, forward to back movement, but the 15 of Bell is clear. Does he move up? Does he stay there? Stouffer looked like he wanted to go up high. Nowhere to go. Baffert gets shuffled to the back. The 45 of Chambliss and the 30 of Jeremy Miller lined up on the outside lane. The 25 gets turned.
They're wrecking.
And they go.
Trouble.
In the wall, and there goes some of your front runners, all in a big one on the front straightaway.
All right, it looks like we're coming to 6 to go here, so we're going to have at least a green-white checkered, guys, correct?
That is correct.
We're only going to get something.
Yeah, all right.
And
all right.
Alec Martinez got wrapped up in that one as well. But a big wreck out of turn number 4, and some of the front runners, Jeremy Miller, involved. The 95 also got a piece of it as well.
Looks like and it looked like the 25 of Downey may have came up into the 21 of Chambliss there. Double check me, make sure I'm right. But, man, there's little room for error here, man. I mean, guys are running tight. They are running a lot tighter on that low line, too, so.
Oh, yeah. Let's take we'll take a couple looks at it. But, look, that was 10, 12, maybe 15 cars that got into some kind of piece of it.
That was a big one.
And, Ronis got a piece of that as well, and that's where the 18 got involved.
Man. Oh. Yeah, I'm taking a look here, though. The guy that's been running around the back all race. Look like Jordan made it through.
And if you want to ride on board with someone, look at the 2 of Reggie Ortega. He had a very interesting view of that wreck.
Yeah, he did. I was about to take a look at that.
Here's Reggie Ortega's on board as they come out of turn 4.
Wow. Yeah, he's in a prime. Wow!
Yeah,
that's why we call him Tallortega, baby!
There was a cone, the pit entry cone flew about 100 feet in the air. Watch out the rear bumper cam. That cone went for a ride.
I hope it didn't hit no fans.
Let's ride on board the 4 car
of
Josiah Vincent. Here's his view.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, man. Big rough hits for him.
I mean, when things like this happen at the front, there is no mercy when you're 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 cars back and you're stacked up. It's just, you can be upset all you want, like Josiah. I'm sure Josiah is upset, but this is just a product of super speedway racing. I mean, Josiah made the right moves, just there's nothing he could have done there. I mean,
watch Mark Emerson as well. He was behind all this, and he ended up 3rd under the caution sequence, but right through the middle, the C's part, and Mark Emerson gets through it, and he's going to be P3 on the restart, arguably one of the best places to be.
Oh, yeah. He had a little contact there in his left rear, but yeah, he was in a really good spot. But I'm not really sold on this inside like you are, Kyle, but I don't know, man. I mean, I'm always proven wrong. I'm not a pro. So, but let's just take a look. Who's leading?
Alex Bell.
Okay. That's all I got to say. I mean, the guy he's a clean racer. He knows what the hell he's doing. Anything could happen, though. Guys are going to be a lot more aggressive here. I mean, there could be a bad bump, sets Bell into the wall. It's just, you don't know what's going to happen here, man. That's what makes it exciting about super speedway racing.
Well, Mark Emerson sitting in third. He's got that bright green number on the side of his car, and that means that he's got extra money on the line. And what that means is that I don't think he's going to take no for an answer when that checker flag is waving and they come out of turn number 4. I think the 22 is going to throw something into this mix, and he's been kind of lurking back there, avoiding all these incidents. He's going to be charging these last couple laps.
Who's Go ahead. Sorry, Finney. Go ahead.
I was still going to say, you still want to watch that 30-35. We saw him make a lane by himself up the middle, almost cause a wreck, but he's trying to charge to the front. He's also racing for the money here, so I think definitely want to still keep an eye on him.
Yeah, him, Bell, our teammates. Galley's out. So, I mean, Banks is restarting in 5th here on the inside. I mean, teammates are out the window here. You're going for the win. I mean, we'll see here. Hopefully we can make it to the white flag without an incident. I don't know. We're coming up 108, 3 to go here. Hopefully we get the 1 to go this time. Guess we'll double check there. Are we able to get an interview real quick with Alex Bell by any chance?
Absolutely. Let's pull him in the booth and talk to him.
I think he's our interview reporter, right?
Yes.
My pick?
Yep, we've talked to him once already. We'll see if he's around again. And Finney, let me know when you got him.
Yep, give me 1 second.
I believe we're on 2 to go.
3 laps to go. Yeah, so we're going to have a 1-lap shootout.
Hey, my buddy. Alex Bell, you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy. How you doing?
I believe you're on 2 to go till green, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. I don't want to jinx you. I'm really good at doing this to people. Hopefully it don't carry over. Overall, let's rewind here. We got plenty of time to talk to you. We got 5 minutes still.
Oh, yeah.
We really appreciate for everyone here at the league. Overall, I mean, guys were having issues with how the car is handling, but the first question is, how's the car handling when you were actually in the pack? Were you having issues with handling?
No.
How was that? Okay.
Not all the handling was A-okay to me, man.
Number 2, you seemed like you were really getting it on pit road. Let me get to the end here, man. What the hell is your plan here? You got 1 to go, or 2 to go till green. You're gonna have a 1-lap shootout. What's your plan here? I'm going to tell you right now, don't get a big jump because they're going to swallow you up. What's your plan here, buddy? You're my pick to win this race. Tell me, what is going through your head right now? You can even lie to me because I'm sure we got stream snipers.
I'm sure we do.
What's your plan, buddy? What's your plan here?
I've been communicating with Mark behind me to try to get away a little bit here on this restart, me and him. Whether he actually listens to that or not, I don't know. He's not really been partnering with us this race, so he's free to do whatever he wants to do. But hopefully we can keep the field side by side, not let people get strung out single file to get a run. And I'd love to have a teammate behind me. The closest one to me is Banksy in 5th, but he has engine damage, so I don't know how much I can trust him. But block like hell, man. Block like hell.
Yeah, financially for me, if you can keep that 22 behind me, that'd be great. I hear you guys, though, man, background laughing. Overall, buddy, it's been a great race. You're coming to want to go here. I'm going to let you go here. Anybody you want to give thanks to here, and please win this race. Please.
Man, I hope so. Thank you to my teammates, obviously. Ben Bafford there in the 95. I know he's a part of the Sim TV group, but he has been right with us the entire race, helping us out like crazy. So a big thank you to him. But most importantly, thank you to all the brave men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country here. Obviously, you see my car all painted up in camo for the U.S. Army. So without them doing their stuff, we wouldn't be here today to be able to do this. So a tremendous gratitude towards them, too.
God bless America. You wouldn't have the freedom without them, buddy. I hear you there.
Hell yeah, brother.
Man, you're doing a good job here, buddy. We're going to let you go here, buddy. Do your thing, buddy.
Let's go get it, man. See y'all in Victory Lane.
All right, good luck, Alex. We'll see you later.
Soon.
Yep.
Coming back to the green flag, it's going to be a one-lap shootout. It's 2.66 miles to the end of this thing. That's not even enough time to get these things already cranked up to top speed. So you're going to be still gaining momentum. That means the runs might not be quite as big as we were expecting, and I think that puts Alex Bell in a great spot because he's going to have a launch after the restart, but he's still going to have to block like hell, and Stouffer sitting in a fantastic spot as well.
Yeah, and I think Bells too, he's got to really watch this restart, and I don't mean that he has to get the jump. He has to make sure he doesn't jump the field, because if they do, we've seen it in the past too. We saw guys being able to build up a run and overshoot and pretty much slingshot on the outside on the back straightaway. So he has to make sure here that he gets a good enough restart to keep up with speed, be able to defend the lead, but make sure that no one's able to get a slingshot around him.
One lap is all you have to win this race. Round number 11. Mark Emerson's got extra money he's going for. So does Reggie Ortega, those cars with the green numbers on the side. And so does Joshua Banks in that 35. He'll be restarting in 5th. And don't tell me that it can't happen, because it'll probably happen. We don't know what's going to happen. And until that checkered flag drops, anything is possible here.
Yeah, the thing is, we're coming to green here. I don't want to talk too much. I talk a lot. But I'm telling you, the pace car's coming in. If I am anywhere behind the leader, I'm not lifting. I'll take a point penalty, but I'm not lifting. Keep an eye on Mark here, though. He's in the dash for cash. Here we're coming to green, boys. Here we go!
2 2/3 miles separate us between the checkered flag and right now. Alex Bell leads this race. Coming back to the green flag through the tri-oval. Bell, Stouffer, Emerson, Chambliss, Banks the top 5. Green flag back in the air. 1 lap to go.
Yeah, there you see Bell got a good start. Here comes Mark Emerson with a run. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to try to get help from Stouffer.
Here he comes. Oh, save it, Bell.
Oh, no. They all crash in turn 1. He saved it. How did he save that car?
Here comes Chambliss up the inside.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Chambliss gets the lead.
Race up to the front. Here comes Mark Emerson. Where is he going to go?
Dash for cash, baby.
Oh, man.
Pushing, shoving.
Big run by Boyer.
Half a lap to go. Bruce Boyer flying through the field to the outside, 3 wide.
Where did he come from?
Mark Emerson in a great spot now. He's coming back to the checkers.
In a really good spot.
Bell with...
Mark's in a good spot.
Oh, here they come.
Outside, baby. Here comes the outside. 3 wide for second.
Work with him.
Back to the checkered flag. Coming through the tri-oval. 4 wide. Here comes the 15 up the middle.
Come on, Bell.
Back to the checkered flag. Here they come. It's going to be Alex Bell.
He did it.
Alex Bell by 0.06 of a second.
He did it. I can't believe it. I got faith in this guy. I'm sorry for yelling. I'm sure I killed your ears. I'm telling you, this guy knows what the hell he's doing. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Go ahead. Sorry.
Alex Bell.
The gap separating second, third, fourth place, they were each separated by 0.005 of a second each across the line.
Oh,
what a
God,
finish.
he did it.
We will go back. We will watch all of that final lap, but for now, we're just going to celebrate with Alex Bell. What a victory.
He knows what he's doing. He is a great racer. He is clean. He is respectful. That's why he races here. He was in, what, guys, 4th place, technically, if you want to count a bumper or Boyer, going into 3. He knows what he's doing. He's clean, and that's a guy you need to pick. When it comes, okay, I'm going to give you guys a little tip. Pick somebody that's really clean coming, on super speedway races. What a race, guys. Oh, man, what a race.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Wow. That was awesome.
That was the best Talladega race. That was the best NASCAR race I think I've seen on Sim TV probably ever. And Bell gets to celebrate at the checkered flag at the start-finish line. This is a cool moment for that team.
Alex Bell, 2nd career win in the Cup Series. Alex Bell, our in-race reporter. Guys, big, awesome. God bless America. What a great race.
Wow, and burning it down. Finian, have you ever?
No, I never.
Here's a look at your race results. You mentioned the margin of victory, Finian. 60 thousandths between Bell and Boyer, and then 5 thousandths of a second separating the next couple drivers. We will go back and take a look at those replays. Jamie Dobbs, first start, he's going to end up with an 8th place finish. Joshua Banks gets a 10th. Reggie Ortega finishes 6th. Stouffer and Emerson get top 5s. Wow. And for Vinny Tigner, his first start tonight, fought back after being a lap down, 12th place for that number 12 car.
Yeah, man, a bunch of stuff, though, man, on that restart. We might have to look back at some replays here after we get our interviews in, but...
We'll look back at them, I think, before the interviews, actually. I don't want to let everyone jump away too quickly. So let's go back real quick, and let's take a look at that whole final lap sequence, really, I think, is what we got to take a look at, because that was crazy, that whole sequence. And let's head back to the restart, because they were crashed in turn 1. I thought for sure that this was over. Here's a look at it.
Yeah, Bell almost lost it in turn 1 there, but was able to recover that car. And man, that pretty much won in the race there.
Yeah, the 95 gets turned off the nose of Ortega here, but then the 15 all out of shape collects it. And then look at Brian Chambliss up the inside, and then Emerson tags onto the back of the 45 machine. And then this is where I thought Bell had no chance at this here, because he had no help. And the 14 of Bruce Boyer comes flying up from behind and just blows right on by everybody, but then ran out of steam. And then an inside group picked up momentum again, and then Bell had to figure out how to get his way back around. But what an incredible last lap turn of events. Look at this. This is insane.
Yeah, guys run clean all race, and then they I've done this, okay, and I'm gonna rewind back to NIS a few years ago. A clean race at Talladega, which I ran. When it comes to a one-lap shootout, the smart switch turns off. People turn into hopefully SimTV don't find me. they turn into idiots. They don't think. The switch is turned off. There's nothing. There's blank. There's a deadline. Okay, there's nothing. So, going back on the restart, I saw a lot of stupid stuff, but you can't blame it on super speedway racing. Congrats to Alex Bell. I mean, he did what he had to do. That's fine. I've seen Mark do what he has to do. I've seen many people do what they have to do. A lot of things could have been avoided. People just, they don't. It's almost like they flatline when you're in a surgery room and someone's trying to save your life. The line is dead. That's how it is in racing. I don't understand it. That's me. But I've seen a lot of stupid moves there before turn 1, and there definitely will be some penalties handed out. Unfortunately, not taking anything away from Bell. Bell, he did what he had to do. He did nothing wrong there. I would have done the same thing. I would have put Mark in the wall. Mark's put me in the wall before. Bell did what he had to do. He did a good job. Nothing taken away from Bell, but there might be a little controversy after this race, at least from 5th on back.
All right, well, we're going to jump to break momentarily. Don't go anywhere if you want to hear Alex Bell. I guarantee you this is going to be a fun interview. And Andrew, I think we're going to let you take the interviews tonight, so we'll be right back in just a moment.
Yeah!
Stay with us. Welcome back live to Sim TV, here now with 6th place finisher Reggie Ortega. Reggie, got real exciting there at the end. A couple wrecks coming back to the checkers and leading up to that whole sequence, and you managed to poke your way through one of those big ones. What'd you see out your windshield, and how'd you get yourself into P6?
Oh, man. I felt bad about Ben. I really did not mean to wreck him. My screen, it looked like I had a lot more room, and then I looked at the replay there, and I didn't look like I have... It looked like I was pretty tight with him, and I didn't mean to do that. I really thought I had a shot when I got right behind Brian before that wreck, and I was going to help, push my teammate to at least a victory, but see if maybe I could fight with him for the win. But, man, that wreck really hurt my chances. And then coming to the line there, Zach was really blocking me. I didn't mean to turn him either. I'm a man of my word. I'll say if I'm turning somebody on purpose or whatever, but I didn't mean to turn him. He just tried blocking me, and I hit his left rear quarter, and he went sideways. But hey, I'll take a 6th place. I wish it could have gone a lot better, but hey, I'll take 6.
A 6th place for Reggie Ortega. Reggie, thanks for chatting with us. A good result after a pretty crazy ending there. Thanks for chatting.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, we move on to, I believe we got Mark Emerson coming up to join us now from 4th place tonight. Mark, a 4th place this evening looked like it could have been a victory. I know there was some controversy leading up to the checkered flag. What'd you see out your windshield, and how do you feel about the finish?
Got left out there to dry on turn 4, so I knew as soon as we came out of turn 4 I had no chance of winning that race. I was trying to get a 3rd place by diving it down, but on that restart, that was something else. 4th lane, you still end up putting the wall from the leader. He had 3 lanes below him to a clear. I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Is this are you happy with the result tonight? It seems like there's a bit of disappointment in your voice. I know you probably had the speed to win, but if you had another lap, do you think you probably could have won?
Who knows? It's Talladega. Who knows if I would have been able to even stay up there, even if I would have finished the race if we had another lap. But kind of disappointed. I mean, when we were crossing into lap 100, when I was still in the back, I had no thought in my mind that I was going to have any chance at the win or anything like that. But once we got that caution, I got back up there. I got enthusiastic, started thinking that I could win it, and then get let down like that. It was horrible.
Anything surprising tonight with the drafting package? I know we saw a really clean race, only 2 cautions over 110 laps. I think NASCAR's jealous of that one. What did you see out your windshield in terms of the drafting package, and is this better than what it was before?
It is significantly better than the old package. And this one, you can actually, the last car in line doesn't just get dropped off and it's just keep dominoing off. You can push pretty well in these cars. Last night, the Xfinity cars, if you just looked at a bumper wrong and they went around. These ones, you can give a lot of good shoves in the corners without having any issues. And the only problem is that the aero is a little bit more important here. So if you did get a little aero damage, you were kind of screwed.
All right, well, Mark Emerson, a 4th place tonight. Not quite Dash for Cash worthy, but a 4th place for the number 22. Thanks for chatting, Mark, and we'll see you next week.
See you.
All right, we'll talk to 3rd place driver Brian Chambliss in that number 21. Brian, a pretty crazy night all around. You had a lot of speed, but came up just 65 thousandths of a second short on Boyer and Alex Bell. What'd you need? What would you do differently to get yourself in victory lane on that last lap?
Well, I mean, the only way I was getting in victory lane there, everybody, and I wasn't going to do that. I mean, I moved up, tried to get take some air off of some folks and try to slow their momentum there, but that last lap was pretty hectic. To be honest, I thought I had it when I looked up and there was nobody in front of me after Bell got into the mark, and I was like, man, this is mine here. I got gifted another one. I can't believe it. And then all hell broke loose there on the back, going into 3 and coming out of 4.
The new drafting package, we just talked to Mark Emerson, the runs that you get are so much greater. Can you throw blocks the same way? And how much can you predict the cars behind when you go to throw those blocks in? Does that really affect how you drive these race cars?
Yeah, the suck up on these is you can get runs from way back, like 7, 8 cars back. That's how Boyer was able to get up there to make that interesting there at the end. But when you're blocking those, you got to be real careful because they're coming at a whole lot faster than you can muster. So it's pretty dangerous to do. I mean, but as long as you're good at managing it, it can be done. But last lap there, so Just gotta let it go.
All right, well, Brian Chambliss, a P3 tonight. Still a great result regardless. Brian, thanks for chatting, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. I'm glad my mic was able to hang on this time.
Absolutely, Brian. Have a good night.
Yep.
All right, we'll let Andrew Toganoff take over and interview Alex Bell. I know Alex is going to be super excited. I know Andrew's excited for him. And Alex, I will just say this before we get started, that Andrew picked you way before you were leading that race at the end. And you know what? In my mind, I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. Andrew, take it away.
First of all, buddy, welcome to Victory Lane. The champagne, the beer, the alcohol, everything. Everyone's
Memorial Day weekend too, man. Couldn't be any better.
God bless America. When this race started, Eric Hutton, if you're listening, I told you this guy was going to win. Let's rewind the race. You were hanging out in the back of the race. You know, at least the first 25, maybe 50%.
Yeah, for the most part of it, yeah, man.
Yeah, there with Banks and Golly. Before we get to that last restart, what was your plan for the race? What was your plan?
I knew with this new package, it would probably be a lot more, intense at the front of the field. So hanging out at the back was completely by plan. Dude, our green flag pit stops tonight were freaking incredible. Like, we were getting 10 spots on each of these green flag pit stops that put us right back into the front of the field. And that's what happened on the last green flag stop. We came out in front. And, man, I tried to work with my teammates as much as they could. And there at the end, we got some of them taken out and some of them damaged. And that last restart was just going to be a free-for-all. And it went down like I thought it would be.
Yeah, and going back to the season opener at Daytona, I know you were one of them guys that were up there, and that's another thing that's stuck in the back of my head. This guy, Alex Bell guy, he's a clean guy. He knows what the hell he's doing. So let's fast forward to that final restart here. I don't want to take too much interview time away from you or anybody. I'm buzzing. I'm stoned. What was your plan here on the last restart?
Well, like I said, I told Mark when I was going to go, and my hope was that me and him would get far enough ahead of the pack where it could just be me versus him coming off before the checkered flag. But he took it. He was pushing me, and when he jumped to the outside of me there, I knew I had to go up there and try to pinch him off as much as I could so that I could have the whole rest of the track on the bottom to do whatever I need to do. And when I pinched him, we made just a little bit of contact, and we hooked fenders, and we both just kind of stuffed it into the wall. And I don't know how we all saved it and going in the one there. We had about 5 cars that were supposed to be wrecked, and we somehow didn't. I'll never understand why we didn't wreck all there. But I was going down the backstretch. I was able to regroup going down the back, and I knew that a lot of the guys that I was racing had damage. So I had to work the draft the best I could. You get huge runs with this package, and coming off of 4, I just had to make a hole where there wasn't really a hole, but I had to force it a little bit. But we just had enough engine to outlast them down the stretch.
Well, my racing philosophy is I do what I got to do to win as long as I don't take anybody out, and you didn't take anybody out, man. So, hell of a job. My pick wins the race.
Hell yeah, man.
God
great.
Bless America. God bless our troops, buddy. Any shout-outs you want to give before we let you go?
Shout outs to all my teammates for helping me out this race, to SWA Motorsports for never giving up on me. It's been a rough season, I know that, but we're finally turning around and getting the results we wanted to get. Like I said during the caution flag period, thank you to all the brave men and women across seas and abroad that are helping us out and fighting for our freedoms each and every day. This wouldn't be possible without them.
Alrighty, man. Alex Bell, your race winner here, guys, and we're gonna let you go, buddy. Good job, and take it away, boys. 1 for 1 with my race picks. I got nothing to say. Just listen to me next time.
Mic drop for Andrew Toganoff. Thanks, Alex, for joining us in the booth. And Finian, well, all around, that was a spectacular race. Definitely the best plate race we've ever watched. I don't even know if you could call it a plate race. It's a tapered spacer race now. But also, probably one of the best stock car races we've ever seen on Sim TV. From start to finish, all 110 laps. Finian, I think the takeaway from this is this new package is amazing, and this group of drivers is perhaps one of the best in Oval iRacing League racing.
Yeah, these guys kept it relatively clean for 110 laps. Only 2 cautions was a very impressive feat. In fact, we only got our second caution only right before, we only had 3 cautions. We only got that last one right before the end there. But yeah, very clean racing for all of that, and very hard racing too. That was the 3rd time we were 4 wide, and we had a 4 wide finish there at the end. I don't think you can ask for more.
I don't think you can either. And some disappointments tonight. Jeff Wright going to lose a lot of points in the standings. Jeremiah Vincent had a disappointing finish. Alec Martinez, Ben Baffert again gets caught up. Ortega got into him on that last lap. Apologize for that collision, but Ben Baffert comes across the line 19th place, not where he wanted to finish. Elliott Butler and Bailey Turner, both those cars perhaps some of the quickest in the field. They ended up, the rest of the night crashed out. But all in all, a spectacular race from start to finish. Some great viewership as well. So everyone that's joined us tonight, anyone that's new, thank you for joining us. If you haven't yet, hit that red subscribe button. We do this almost 7 days a week for the rest of 2019. We're pretty much booked up. We love working with the groups that we work with, and it's been a pleasure to work with this group, specifically the Outsider Racing League. And if you're interested in joining, you can contact Andrew Telganoff via our Discord link, which is available on, I don't think it's available immediately on this link because I put up this link late, but if you look around on some of the other links, you can find our Discord, and you can join Outsider Racing League for the future, or any other racing league that we do on our channel. Check it out. Taking a look at next week, Finian, we head to Dover, and I don't think either of us are going to be there for that one, so we'll have a takeover group that'll be handing over control next weekend for Dover and the 3 wide events. But that's going to do it for it. There's some good English. Brains fried. It's over a 2-hour broadcast, a nice long one tonight. Thanks everyone for watching. We appreciate it. Hit that like button if you want to see more, and we'll see you next week. And the next stream for us is going to be on Tuesday night. Fuel Post Venom Cup Series action. I think we are going to be at. Are we actually at Talladega? Yep, we're at Talladega.
Oh, good.
So we want to see more of the same Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.